And we're back. Part 2, Dolphins panel Q&A. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. Clap blockers, flip floppers, whatever you want to call it. We're going to have a good time over here. Guys, hit that like button on your way in. Go hit that like button again. Come on, let's go. Hit the like button. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? Okay. I just went on, if you want to go see the previous video, part 1 for today's episode, I just went on a spiel. I talked about, how the Miami Dolphins, have pretty much 1 year to get this right with McDaniel. That I talked about how optimistic I am for the moves that we have made so far and how I think the Dolphins, with the right personnel moves, 1 or 2 more on the offensive line, can have a very positive effect on how this team does heading into the future. Okay. So I want to remind you all that that's a big deal. Okay. So make sure you guys do that and go and reshare that previous video. And let's talk about this now, because what I want to do is I want to be able to give this in digestible parts, which is why I'm breaking it up into multiple different streams. So I appreciate your patience with me. I think this is a good thing. I had a lot of positive feedback from yesterday, and we'll get into today's show. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Let me go ahead and put up the link for you guys to come up here, and I want you guys to ask me whatever. I want to have back and forth with you. If you guys disagree with me, agree with me, whatever the case is, I want to hear from you. So let me pin this message for y'all. Ooh, there we go. Pin message. It's at the top there. Come on, and I will hear from you. So there's the link for you to come on with me right now on StreamYard, and I definitely want to hear from you, and we'll go from there. Want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Tail Greeter. Before we get started here, make sure you go download the app today on your current Apple or Android device. All right, now, without further ado, let me bring on a couple people here. Let's go. Pamela, what's up, Pamela?
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm a little disappointed to see how many people have such a negative take on what's coming up this season. Because
is it negative or is it
realistic? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of adjectives I can put there, but I don't. I want you to say what you want to say, but real quick, I don't like saying that the fan base is being negative. I get why they're overly cautious. How about that? They're overly cautious to what this team is going to do. And I don't think there's anything wrong with them feeling like that.
And I understand that. I understand as a, I don't know how many years now, 50-year Dolphin fan, I understand the caution. But what I see, first of all, we were talking last night about the fullback position. I don't know how many of you remember us having a fullback, halfback position before, and the name Lusaka Polite.
Lusaka. If y'all go to the previous video, I was just talking about him because I love Lusaka and I thought he was great in the offense. And I think we used him very well on 3rd and 1 and 3rd and 2 situations back in the day. But when we got to the goal line, I don't remember him in a lot of goal line situations.
It was ridiculous. And I was thinking about that last night because he was, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. He was a guaranteed. I think somebody looked up the stats and it was like 41 out of 43 times he got a first down. So why not do that at the goal line? I never did quite understand that. And I also didn't understand getting rid of the position and then dropping him as a player. But I feel like I like the fact they're bringing that position back. I like the process that the coaching staff is going through, except for the thing about Matt Collins. I mean, I question that, but maybe there's stuff we don't know.
So again, this is my theory on that. My theory on that situation with Matt Collins is we saw the personnel that we brought in the last couple of days, and that is run heavy. And he knows that with having Jalen Waddle, who's going to get a lot of receptions, right? And Mike Gesicki staying here, who's also going to get catches as well, right? He's not gonna see the field a lot. So it's very plausible that the Dolphins offered him a higher contract than what Vegas was, but he has a better opportunity in Vegas because Derek Carr's throwing the ball 50 to 60 times a game. I'm not mad at Matt Collins choosing them over us. I get it. I get it.
Me too. But my thought on my take that this season is going to be really positive is the fact that I believe that the coaching staff, especially for the offensive line, is going to be upgraded. And I believe that our offensive line has more potential than what we have seen out of their play. And so in that aspect alone, I see it as really positive. And I don't think that there's any way we don't upgrade the play calling, because we would be successful doing something and then turn around and stop doing it. And when you are one-dimensional and everybody knows what's fixing to come, how are you going to be successful like that?
Well,
you're just not.
You're not. And I agree with you on that end. So my question to you is, if we agree on a lot of stuff here, you and I. But you're also, you were like, Steven, why, and maybe you weren't saying this. This is what I was getting from you in the chat, and I don't want it to be misinterpreted. And if I did, I apologize. But what I heard from you is, Steven, you're not being more positive. You're not being more, why aren't you being more, hey, this is going to be a great thing? I'm not saying that it isn't. And I think that I was very optimistic on what this offense could be. But I still think there needs to be some moves that they need to make. And they have not done that yet on the offensive line. And if they can get one or two more big names on that old line, I'll be more inclined to be like, all right, I see what you're trying to do, Mike McDaniel. I'm okay with it. I'll be with you on this. But he's going to have a short leash. He is.
Well, what I'm saying about the offensive line is that we may not necessarily need a couple big names on that offensive line, because I believe that the coaching staff is going to work with what we have and get better play out of the players we have. We did see them get better towards the end of the season, and that was with what I considered not great offensive line coaching. Mm-hmm. And so I think that this upgrade in coaching at the offensive line positions, I believe that that's how our line is going to get better. I also believe that there is potential in the draft. And,
there is. And Greer did a great job last year with it,
Yeah. So I'm thinking that we may not see those big names, and I know everybody thinks that's what we need, but I'm not sure it is what we need. And I think we can, like I said, upgrade in the draft.
Look, even if you don't go out and get Terron Armstead or La'el Collins, which I truly, in my personal opinion, do think you need one of them. But if you're not going to go out and get one of them, then take that money and go out and get two new offensive linemen from somewhere that maybe add up to the cost of what they do.
Well, and I like the thought of Collins. I mean, that's who I'd like to see over
Collins
Armstead.
Is who I want all day. All day. Give me La'el Collins all day, twice on Sunday. I'm telling you, we get him. Our offensive line is fully upgraded.
Yeah.
Alone. alone
And
with
that's
them.
that veteran presence. I think there's so much potential on our team that wasn't realized because obviously we know now that we weren't wrong talking about the turmoil of our team.
Yeah.
It was obvious to us. We were looking at them on the sidelines. We're like, what the heck is going on? Well, now
What
we
is
know
going
what
on?
was going on,
Yeah. No doubt.
so just getting rid of that and having like I just think Waddle is going to be even better. He is going to have his second year in the league, and the guy is growing into his own body. You know what I mean? That's what happens as young men. When you grow physically, then you got to catch up with that growth. And he's right about the age where he's going to catch up, and he's going to be able to handle his skills. I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying, but
I get it.
physically,
I get it.
you got to grow into yourself, and I think
do.
he's going to do that.
I hope that is the case. All right, let me bring on somebody else into the panel here. We're going to grow it slowly. Like I said, we're going to do things a little bit different. I'm going to let this person have the floor for a little bit. Andre, good morning, Andre. How are you? Andre, you there? Andre Williams? Hello? Hello, hello.
I think he's trying. He's trying to get in here.
Andre, go out and come back in, and I'll bring you back in, buddy. All right, let me bring on my man, Alexander. What's up, Alexander?
Good evening, Pamela. Good evening, Stephen D. How are you guys doing today?
Alexander, stop
good morning.
Stop
Good morning.
vacuuming. I hear the vacuum in the background.
Oh, that's my PlayStation.
Oh, that too.
You can come
What's
to
up,
my
baby?
house and vacuum.
What's
How
up,
you guys
Alexander?
doing?
Pretty good, man. What's on your mind, man?
So the thing is, I still can't believe you're still on this one and done thing, Stephen D. About McDaniel. I mean,
Okay.
do you really think Ross is going to go through this again if it doesn't work out? I mean, I can't see them going through all this again.
Here's Alexander. This is what I'm saying. This regime, Ross, this ownership group, Ross. If they let's just play this out in worst case scenario. I want people to realize I'm saying worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, we win 4 games, 5 games, 6 games, 7 games, 4 to 7 games. Okay, we started out the season slow, exactly where we were just last year, right?
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden we're back in the same spot that we've been in for the last 4 or 5 years. And not only that, we again don't make the playoffs, and now we have another losing season. Tua doesn't improve. He didn't get better. He was out for a bunch of games, whatever the case is. I'm saying worst case scenario here.
True.
Okay?
But what if they have – I'm sorry. Go ahead, Stephen.
Why would you say, you know what, let's try again the year after that? Now, what the correct answer to that is that's what the Dolphins do. Okay? And that's sad to say, and I'm not trying to be negative Nelly. I'm just being realistic. Now, do I think that we are going to go for win 4 to 7 games? No. I think this team is an 8 to 10 win team that has the ability to win that extra 2 or 3 games it needs to get to where it needs to be, which is the playoffs.
So, Stephen, on that point, when you think about the fact that we were literally a play away from winning at least 2 or 3 other games.
Yep.
We get some upgrades here and there. We win those 2 or 3 extra games.
And Pamela, you know what I'll say? I think our offense is better today than it was the last game of the year.
Well, and
check this
even
out, guys. Pamela.
Yeah.
Pamela, and Steven, check this out. If they would have, if the defense would have made one stop against the Falcons, we would have been in the playoffs.
Right.
You're correct on that.
But the defense was on the field the whole time.
They had the Atlanta game, the time of possession. the Dolphins dominated the time of possession in that game.
Oh, that's
They
true.
dominated. They dominated that time possession, and they ran it for over 160 yards in rushing yards the whole game.
Yeah. Well, look, man. Here's what I'll say. I don't want to beat up on the defense personally, because I think that when you're looking at it from a standpoint of the first 7 games or the first 8 games to the last 8 games, you got 2 different teams last year, and nobody can tell me otherwise, right?
Agreed.
And the last 8 games, that team is a playoff team. Those last 8 games, that team is a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's say you take those last 8 games and you put them in the first 8 games. A game like Tennessee, you learn from that mistake. You realize, oh, snap, if we had just ran the ball more, we could have beat Tennessee. You couldn't afford to make the mistake against Tennessee that it made in the second half. You couldn't.
Right.
You're right.
All right, let me bring on somebody else. I'm going to put you on mute, Alexander, just so I have that background noise, big guy. All right, let me bring on Andre.
Sorry.
Andre, what's up, baby? How are you, man?
Hey, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. What's going on, brother? How are you?
Man, hey, listen, I'm good, right? But I got a lot of comments, man. But I want to start.
The floor is yours, my friend.
I want to start. First of all, I'm a longtime Dolphin fan, man. I've been rooting for Miami Dolphins since about '86.
Before I was born, I'm just saying. Before I was born, Andre.
Yeah, man. I'm telling on my age a little bit, but that's all right. But listen, I want to go back because I think a lot of people are missing, or not talking about the true problem of the team. Okay, and that is, to me, the owner, Stephen Ross. So here's what. Just allow me, if you don't mind, please.
No, the floor is yours, man. Say what you want to say.
So, for me, you go out here, you're Stephen Ross, right? And you talk about changing, the dynamic of the team. You want to have this certain way of playing football, right? You want the organizational change, and you go out, right, and you hire Brian Flores, who worked all these years under Bill Belichick, right? You know that when you go and pick from the Bill Belichick tree, right? You know what you're getting, because let's be honest, Belichick, he's a butthole, right? Everybody knows that. How the Patriots did things was his way or no way. You go and pick from his tree, right? Bring this guy in and tell him, change what we've been doing. We don't have any identity. Change that for us. You ask him to do that, and then when he does it, you complain. You cry. You say, well, this guy, he was a butthole. He didn't communicate. Isn't Bill Belichick, isn't that what he's known for? Hasn't he done that with the media for years? He stands up at the podium, right? He doesn't say much. He just looks silly, right? That's what he was an asshole. Oh, well, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Swear jar. Swear jar, Andre.
But him and Tom Brady wouldn't even talk. That's been documented, right? So what I'm saying is, how do you bring a guy in wanting to change the dynamic of the organization, right? Get him on track. You go pick a certain type of person. You had to know what he was. You had to know. And then turn around and say, oh, this guy, he can't communicate. He has problems with everybody. Let me tell you this. If you're an organization that hasn't done anything in the last 20 years, right? Mm-hmm. Then how in the world are you expected to change that culture and not wrinkle some feathers? How do you do that? Of course,
Well,
him coming in.
I've got one
ahead,
point
young lady.
for you with that, Andre. Thanks for calling me young lady. I love that. Thank you very much. But I have a point to make about that. The
Well, you are
difference
young,
is,
Pam. You are young. You're about 25.
oh, thank you.
All right, y'all stop sucking up. Go ahead, Pam.
Okay. So my point is that Belichick, because he won, was able to get away with acting like that. Flores was not able to get away with acting like that because he wasn't proven. You know, everybody would go and play for the Patriots because they were winning Super Bowl. So, you know, next man up, that mentality worked for them.
Hey,
And-
listen,
and-
Miss Pamela, go ahead.
So I want to piggyback on that. Number one, Pamela hit the nail on the head with that, right? You are able to get away with so much more when you win, and when you are a winner. Okay. Now, with that being said, I have clearly, Andre, and I don't know how much you've listened to my show or not. I have been a big proponent that Stephen Ross needs to step down from ownership, or sell the team, or sell the team, whatever the case is. He has failed. Now, what I will say is this: I am not mad at Stephen Ross for trying, because he has tried. He just fails every time he tries. He makes the wrong decision every time he tries. And he's not a good owner. He's not.
Well, we're in agreement with that part.
And I will also go as far to say is that the reason I'm not bringing him up today or right now is because the reality is he's not going anywhere anytime soon at this moment.
Okay, and you guys make great points, right? You make great points, but here's the thing with the new head coach. And listen, Mike McDaniel seems like he's an excellent person in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's not forget, right? He's still a first time head coach.
He is.
Now, we don't know what he's going to do. Okay. But I'm gonna go back just a little bit. We forget that Brian Flores, man, he had back-to-back winning seasons, right? And let's be clear, right? The teams that he did that with, meaning the players that he achieved that with, I mean, there was not a lot of talent on those teams, if we're being honest with ourselves, because all of these upgrades we're talking about, right? I was listening to the show. You guys talking about all these players the changes we're making, right? He did that with a subpar roster.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I'm saying? So, okay, he's gone. But
right
he's
on
gone.
that.
We can't go back. And I don't know, he's gone, so we can't go back. But McDaniel, he's a new head coach. And trust me, he is going to make some similar mistakes that Brian Flores did. You know why? Because he's a new head coach. His staff, right? There's nobody on his staff that has been, let's say, the second in command in his staff. They have been coordinators wherever they were, right? And so we can expect to have some similar things that go bad with the coaching staffs and things of that nature, just like Brian Flores, just like starting all over. And that, again, is another one of our problems. We're changing coaches every 3 years. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if that's got to stop. You've got to have some continuity.
Yeah. Isn't Frank Smith Frank Smith is the one that came up from LA? Isn't he? He's experienced as assistant head coach with LA, I think.
Yeah, they give that title away, young man. Nowadays, I'm just being honest. They give that title away because you'll get a promotion. I'm sorry.
that thanks for calling me young man.
They'll give you that assistant head coach title if you're just making if you were a coordinator at a position with another team and they just want you to do that same job over
Correct.
here with
That's
us. So
true.
they'll give that title away, man.
Correct.
That's true.
I'm just saying. So
All right.
listen.
All right. What I want to do is I want to bring in another group of people. So I want to let you guys have final thoughts, and then I'm going to bring in 3 or 4 new people. So Pamela, I'll start with you, and then I'll go to Alexander and then Andre.
Okay, I totally agree with Andre about the continuity. If we look back over the last, I don't know how many years, each quarterback we've had, how many different offensive coordinators have they had? You can't keep changing around and around. But also the culture of a team, we saw what happened when our culture was bad. And I mean, it changed our coach. He was making poor decisions. I believe that changes this season with this coaching regime coming in. I believe in this coaching regime. When they signed or tagged Gesicki, I was like, okay, for once, we're making the right decisions instead of, but Ross as an owner needs to learn to let the people that they hire do their job. That is the reason the Cowgirls will not win big, because Jerry Jones does not keep his nose out of something he really doesn't know about. Hire your people, let them do their job, and keep your nose out of it. You're an owner. Go have a scotch somewhere. Anyway, thanks, Steven, so much. Love your show.
I love you, Pamela. Be good. Thank you. All right, Alexander, man, final thought for you, brother.
My final thoughts, is just we just got to continue to build up this O-line, build up this wall for Tua, and give him the weapons that he needs to succeed. Like I said, I believe in the kid. I believe that this kid will take us to new heights. We can stop all this narrative that he's not the kid, he's not the guy that's going to take us to the promised land. But again, he's the quarterback. I'm going to continue to support him. I believe in him, and let's just go out and just build up this O-line.
Yeah.
Continue to sign these kids up. But thanks, Stevie. I really appreciate it, man.
No problem, Alexander. I'll talk to you, man. Thank you for coming
care,
on,
bud. Have a good day,
bud. Bye. Andre, final thought, man, and then we'll bring in a whole new round of people.
Yeah, man. I first just want to thank you, man, for allowing me to come on. And I'll say this, I've got a tattoo on my forearm of the Dolphins tattoo.
Like this?
I see. Not quite as big, and it's just the Dolphins name.
Okay.
So I'm gonna support the team.
All day,
but
man.
I'll be honest. I've been doing this for a while, man, and it's becoming really hard to continue to hold on when you see that the regime is doing the same thing over and over again.
Andre, let me interrupt. I want to ask you a question, Andre. Do you have a problem with some of the fan base when they get agitated? Look, there's pro Tua, there's anti Tua, right? And there's a lot of the pro Tua fan base that hates the anti Tua fan base. And I don't think that's fair. And vice versa, anti Tua doesn't like pro Tua. I don't think that's fair that either of them don't, because I get both frustrations, right? I get the people that want to support him because he's our quarterback and he wears our jersey, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? And then I also get the standpoint from, hey, look, I'm frustrated with the moves. I'm frustrated with this. This guy's not I get both sides to the coin. But what are your thoughts from the fan base itself? Like, what do you think of the fan base arguing with each other from that standpoint?
Well, you never want the fan base to be divided. Unfortunately, we have been put in this position. Listen, I bought a Tua jersey. I have it hanging up in my closet.
Me too.
And so I say that because the Tua that I seen in college at Alabama Unfortunately, we haven't seen that Tua, right? And so I support him. I just haven't seen what I think it takes to to win a playoff game. Now, listen, getting to the playoffs, I heard you say you'd be excited,
I would be.
and so would I. But that's not the overall goal, okay? It really isn't. And I know it takes baby steps. We've got to get in the playoffs, then we've got to win a playoff game and do it that way. But for me, I have not seen anything from Tua, man, that for whatever reason, her injury or whatever it is, I haven't seen that he can win us a playoff game or even get us to the playoffs. I hope that he does
Yeah, me too.
this year. But you have all of these changes. Look at what all the changes that have been made. Okay, he's got a whole new coaching staff. That we got all new players, right? He's got a new offense that he has to learn. All of these changes that are taking place, and we're expected to make the playoffs, man. And let's right. And let's add that. Let's add this too, right? The AFC is a gauntlet now.
It is.
Every team just about has gotten better.
It has.
And so for us to think that we're gonna that with all of these changes, we're gonna just automatically win 10 games. Man, listen, man, I want us to, but that will be a large task for this coaching staff. So I don't want the fan base to be divided. I wish that we weren't. And never arguing in the Twitter and all that stuff, man. Listen, I'm too old for all that stuff, man. I don't get into that. That's so juvenile, in my opinion. But we've got to stop all that and support the team.
Yep.
I am supporting the team. I'm tired of losing, man.
I get you. I got you, Andre. Andre, thanks for coming on this morning, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, man. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clap Blockers. Right now we are doing Dolphin panel Q&A. I'm going to bring on a new round of people slowly and surely, and we're going to keep rotating them. That's what we're going to do this morning. If you guys like what you're hearing or you like what's going on, please smack that like button. Hit that like button. Please, let's go. I can only grow if you help me grow. All right, let's bring on our next person. Color Commentary. What's going on, Color?
Oh, not much. Good morning, everybody. How you doing, Stephen D?
Pretty good. Color, you don't want to show me your smiling face this morning?
No, I'm kind of indisposed right at the moment. I didn't want to go too deep either. You know how I can get.
But not you, Color.
So first of all, appreciate what you're doing here. I kind of like the format you're trying out, man. It keeps everything a little more civil, Yeah. And I think real quick to kind of there's a few other points I wanted to make, but obviously the first one is the most fresh on my mind about the fan base and the division. I think there's just like in any division of anything, politics, life, whatever, you got extremes on both sides of every issue, and it doesn't matter whether you're extreme or not, or whether the person you're facing is extreme, you both assume each other is going to be. You know what I mean? So, for instance, we're all having a good conversation. The chat is nice, is very cordial this morning. Everybody's saying their piece. Everybody has their opinion. And then you get a one-off coming in saying that Tua haters are crying because Watson's not coming. I mean, that kind of stuff is what keeps this stuff going on, man. And you'll have the other side of it. You'll have somebody come in saying that somebody's crying that we're going with Tua. It's like, look, that's the I don't despise or hate anybody that likes Tua or supports Tua. I think, I mean, if that's the guy putting on a jersey, taking snaps from our center on Sunday, that's my quarterback. I ain't going to go into a Buffalo panel. Man. I ain't going to go into a Buffalo panel and start trashing my quarterback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of projection happens on both sides where, oh, you would be this way or you would be that way. And it's like, first of all, everybody, we need to check ourselves. When we assume somebody's going to be a certain way, it's more likely because we envision ourselves being that way if we were in that situation. So that's what projection is. So keep that in mind when you're assuming that people will feel a certain way, or this talk that, we're not going to be able to get back on the wagon because we didn't support Tua the whole time blindly. If let's say he does take
there's
the
next
nothing
steps. And just to reiterate, I know I just said this with the last group. There's nothing wrong if you blindly support the man. Like, I get what being a fan is. I do.
And for example, Alexander, I love Alexander. I think the dude is a great individual. I think he's a proper human being. Alexander's welcome in any panel forum that I'm involving myself with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do I think he's a ridiculously outrageous takes on Tua? Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean?
We love
that
you,
all being said, I think that really what it is now is with the whole same thing over and over again. To Alexander's point, even if Tua can take us to the promised land, he has to remember that now the promised land has been the promise has been changed. And so, and you could even hear it in Ross's direct language that, that evolved from when we hired Adam Gase from, we're going to stop doing what we were doing to build a team that can get to this, that can win a Super Bowl, to all the way to the Mike McDaniel hiring, where he said, we're going to build a winner. We're going to stop doing what we've always done. And we're going to hopefully get to a Super Bowl.
Exactly. No,
you know what I mean? And it's like, you can already hear that expectation changing. And I just want to point out that we're not functioning on, we all know our anecdotal definition of insanity and all that, but I'm not talking about relying on y'all's own knowledge of what that is. Just use Stephen Ross's own definition of the word. He defined it for us and then proceeds for the next 10 years or next 5 years after that to continue to present us with the same expectation. And that's fine.
With the same product, with the same product.
Exactly. And this isn't really, this is actually directly about going for a quarterback that we don't even have to think about. It's not a matter of whether Tua is bad or Tua could be or Tua is or Tua isn't. It's a matter of knowing it. And we haven't been in a situation in 25, 30 years of knowing that position is secure. The teams that know that position is secure are the ones that are annually in the Super Bowl or in the playoffs and in contention for the Super Bowl. And one more point that I put in private chat, I want to make sure that everybody understands that there's a difference between winning, quote unquote, winning baby steps and quote unquote, building baby steps. Okay, you don't take baby steps in building in the NFL and expect to get anywhere in less than 2 decades. Okay, you build a contender, and then you're ready to start taking the winning baby steps, the game baby steps. This year we got to the playoffs, we got to the brink, but we failed for whatever reason. A ref called a bad penalty or something. You know what I mean? But there's still no doubt that we're going to be there on the brink next year too. That's called a contender. You build a contender. It doesn't matter. You could go 1-15 with that contender, but it's a contender. And I know that's hyperbolic. Nobody's going to go 1-15 with a contender. That's not the point I'm trying to make.
No, I got you.
The point I'm trying to make is you build the contender. You don't take little steps every year building that contender, because by the time you build that contender, the first pieces you put together for the first couple years are already going to be falling off or far too expensive to keep on board. You build the contender. If the player is available, i.e. a guy like Watson, you just get him.
One of the things that I want you to remember is a lot of these deals we've made 1-year deals. A lot of 1-year deals have happened. So what does that tell you?
Well, the thing of it is, Stephen D, is something, and it goes to back what your original topic was, which I actually want to speak on. I saw Barry Jackson had tweeted this morning about Greer saying that, look, when they asked him questions about why no big, huge blockbuster moves when it comes to what they have set the expectation that they're going to do, which is to build around Tua and enhance Tua or elevate in order to elevate Tua. I think Greer resigned him, basically just flat out said, look, he's saying the same thing we've all been saying. The players just got to play better. They're all young, not just Tua. And I think that Greer was also including Tua in that statement, whether he explicitly said it or not. Look, the players just have to play better. So obviously Greer is in agreement with whoever, because Greer is probably the one in the most direct or in the most advantageous position to know exactly what happened behind the scenes next to Ross himself. So obviously there's a situation where Greer is convinced that we do have the team, like we all are convinced that 9-8/10-6 football team is a contender. Yep. Like our team is a contender. Now, most of us people that are detractors of Tua would say that's because we just need a better quarterback. Okay. Now there is a point to be made that other pieces, if they were enhanced, we might win 1 or 2 more games. But that's my point earlier, is that filling in those pieces is just building in baby steps. Building a contender is getting the quarterback. Now, Greer just simply seems to me that Greer just simply disagrees with us and says that no, everything, all things being equal next year, different coach, 2 or 3 extra games won, we're in the playoffs, possibly winning a playoff game. But again, we're not a Super Bowl contender. And to the point about the continuity on coaching, look, I was in disagreement about firing Flores for a lot of reasons, but mainly first and foremost, the one that everybody forgot because I can be such a boisterous loudmouth, is that Flores needed more time. And I was just upset that he wasn't able to realize his whole 5-year vision. And I think that's what Andre was trying to allude to, was that, now this guy is new. Hey, maybe I disagree. Maybe I don't. I'm not in disagreement over hiring McDaniel. I'm in disagreement of the fact that we needed to. Okay. So now that he's here, I'm not going to go in blinders, but because obviously he's new. And like Andre said, he's going to make a lot of the same mistakes. My expectation is really low now, not because I don't believe in McDaniel, but because I do believe in McDaniel, and it takes time to build what he's attempting to do. That being said, if we're firing him 3 years in again, that's gonna validate everything. If all of us, quote unquote, Tua haters, you know what I mean, have been saying for the last year and a half.
Yeah. No, I got you, man. I got you.
Just let him have his time. If he's the guy, he's the guy. He'll be the guy in 10 years, just as well as he'll be the guy in 4 years. You know what I mean?
Yep. Let me bring on somebody else to the panel.
Sure thing, man. Thanks for hearing me out.
You're welcome. Color can get away. Oh, he can get away. He can go off it. Don't get on Color. He'll get you, man. All right, let's see here. All right, I'm gonna bring this person on. Because number one, he's been a big part of this show from the very beginning. And I also know he has a lot of heated ideas and feelings on how he feels about the team and how things are going. We tried to bring him on yesterday. Let me try to bring him on again. Ennis, what's up, Ennis? How are you?
What's going on, Steven? What's going on, Color?
What's going on, man?
How you doing, Ennis?
I'm just chilling.
Floor is yours, my friend. What is going up?
Oh, I don't. What you want me to talk about, Steven?
Whatever you want to talk about. So, I mean, this is a Q&A or to get off on how you, I don't know if you listened to the first half of the show, the first segment, or not. Right now, we're just going off on, kind of what people were feeling from the standpoint of what we talked about this morning.
Well, I just wanted to say, came to say to you, I respect that you came to the space and stood not your ground, but show the guys who you were. You know what I'm saying? Show that you was different, so you didn't get mixed up in the BS that's going on. We ain't got to talk about it, but you know what I mean. That's why I came, because you came and stayed there and took the questions or whatever like a man, and I love that you did that. And I always told you I respect you. You know what I'm saying? So
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. Thank you. I do, man. I that's all. Look, man, I'm who I am, no matter what it is, no matter what platform it is, whatever. I love everybody. That's how I've always been.
But as far as that other thing, I like when you interact. I tell people your channel is different, but it's just the narrative. People get sick of. Like I understand people mad and frustrated, but if we gonna keep living in the past, we never gonna get nowhere. So
Okay,
a lot of people are just tired of arguing about the same thing over and over. We understand everybody's opinion, but when you can't understand somebody else's opinion or how they see things or view things and want to argue with their opinion, people get tired of that. I get tired of it. I'm tired of people trying to tell me how I see something is wrong. Maybe it is, but that's how I see it, and you're not going to change my mind. You're not going to talk me into what I see or how I feel about this team. You're not. I don't care how smart you think you are or how long you played the game. I feel how I feel, you feel how you feel, and either we can take from each other or we don't. But I mean, I agree with Color, but Color know I respect him because he articulates his opinion to me, and I do to him. That's why we respect each other. I don't have nothing against nobody that can articulate a disagreement. But
yeah.
when you just saying it ignorantly, and I responded wrong to people, that's why I left because that's not what it's about. Now, if y'all can't understand that, then hey, there is nothing to talk about. Like we can disagree on everything, but if you can't respect somebody's disagreement because they walk different shoes than you, then there's no point of doing this. This is supposed to be to get other people's opinion, so you might understand something that you don't. But if you're trying to force it on them, it's not going to work.
Well, so let me interrupt and say, number one, I think you make very, very great points, right? Like I think part of a good show or a good content platform is the ability to have different opinions, articulate them in a nice way, and then move forward. That's why I'm kind of doing my platform a little bit, because I want everybody to have an opportunity to say what they want. I apologize to the people that have been waiting in the back room so far this morning. I'm gonna bring all of you on. Just want you all to know. But I want everybody to be able to say it in a respectful way. And I think sometimes when I have 10 people on a panel and people get heated, that gets lost in translation. The reality is not everybody agrees with everybody. There are some people in this fan base that think Tua just needs the right opportunity to develop and have somebody who believes in him and put certain pieces around him, and he can be a top tier quarterback. And then there are some people in this fan base that don't believe in that. And that's fine too. I don't have feel one way or the other. What I would want the entire fan base to do is understand, hey, look, this is the position that this team is in. And if you're a fan, understand, hey, look, now, like I get two things. Stephen Ross isn't going anywhere. I want him to. I don't want him to be the owner of this franchise anymore. But with that being said, he's not going anywhere. So I'm not even going to worry about him right now. I say the same thing to people that are anti-Tua. Tua's not going anywhere, y'all. He's not. So now let's talk about, okay, since he is the guy, what would it take for us to be successful with him? Not, he's not going to be successful at all. What would it take for us to be successful with him? And is the team making those moves right now? And I think that's a valid argument and discussion to have. You know?
David, can I say something?
Yeah.
I just wanted to disperse a myth that's going around. Like, people think we're in Twitter spaces or on Twitter just talking to a 24. No, we're not. We don't even mention his name in our space. You can't even mention that or flow or nothing in the past. We're on the draft. We're on looking forward. We're talking about the team. We're not, bro, it's not all Tua people. It's John Kristolakis in there. He's not a tour guy. We accept people that want to talk about the overall team. If you come in there talking good about it, we change the subject. It's not about just one person. We promote. It's about the front of the jersey, not the back of the jersey. We only supporting him because he's on our team. If they make a move, then we going with whoever. Like I tell people, we don't care if his name is Red Armback at quarterback. That's who we going to support. Yep. You feel me? That's where it's at with us. We tired of it being about Tua. We tired of being about flow. It's about the team, and we created an atmosphere. If you ain't talking about the overall team, then you can't be in this circle. Like, we tired of having debates about that. Like it is what it is. Where we're at. What can we do? We're just fans. We can't change nothing.
No, and to interrupt you a little bit, to also say though, part of being a fan though is being a couch GM, which I'm fine with
Yeah,
too. That's part
yeah,
of
I'm
having
fine with
a
that
talk
too.
show. I don't have a problem with couch GMs.
No,
Like
I'm not
it's
saying we
part of the
can't do that.
conversation.
Yeah, I'm not saying we can't do that, but it's to the point where we're coming at each other because we're trying to be the best couch GM. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? Like,
If I could just make a point real quick to what Ennis is saying, and I think a lot of the concern is that if the conversation naturally moves to the quarterback, I mean, the quarterback is part of the team also, and we just feel like people we get a lot of hate just for any time that it arrives back to even talking about the quarterback. And I felt it to the point where I've actually tried to change my speech a little more, where when I need to talk about the quarterback, I'll usually refer to it as better quarterback play, not necessarily changing out the quarterback or making it too eccentric. And I still get flack for that in it. You see what I'm saying? So we're put in a no-win situation
right,
where
right,
if we want to talk about all 53 guys, then all 53 guys are on the table. You see what I'm saying?
right. Because I try to get people to understand. Not saying y'all, I know y'all smart, but people that don't know, like y'all, it's
Right,
a
but see,
lot of people
we're
that
being
don't
told that there's
understand that
not bad
watching.
quarterback play. You see what I'm saying? And that's where we
Right,
have the disagreement. So we have to be able to
right,
talk about that. If and I understand that names and faces end up making things more volatile. So that's why I try to
and
refer to it as just better quarterback play, or we need this particular thing from the quarterback
and
that we're
and
not getting right now.
and I also think there's a perception problem too, right? Like people perceive things differently than other people. And
that's my point.
and
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes things can get lost in translation in 180 characters
That's
or
why I started off
240
talking about
characters.
projection, Stephen D, because I
Yeah.
think we all have to remind ourselves, and I do too, because I do it a lot too. It's a natural thing that humans do, is when you assume that somebody's going to feel a certain way about a certain thing without any real, reason to believe that or not being in their heads, then that's all you're doing is projecting. You're assuming that because you know for yourself what you would do and how you would feel in that situation. So when somebody tells me that they know I'm gonna be sad if Tua improves, that's a projection. That's how
That's how color got cut off.
right?
Something
You see
happened.
what I'm saying? That to me, that's how they would feel if the situation was reversed. They're going by how they would feel if Tua failed, if they were a Tua hater, let's say.
Yeah.
And so they're projecting that onto me. First of all, I hate being called a hater. I don't hate the guy. I don't know him enough to hate him. I don't
Well,
know him
stop
enough to
lying,
like him.
color. You're a hater and you know it.
You know what I mean?
But
And
color, it goes the other way too. People that just want to support the guy, not because they're a stand, get hated because they call a stand because they support the quarterback
sure,
of the
sure.
team.
And I see it too. I see it when people say, that the Tuaneers will follow their Alabama guy to whatever team he goes to. Yeah, that's a certain amount of projection too. Absolutely. We just have to all remind ourselves of that and try to like curtail it, because it gets to the point where people are like, look, I've already got several bets out there. I'm already on the hook for eating some crow if if what I'm seeing in Tua's latest training, translates to the football field. You see what I'm saying? I'm not dumb.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Nah, I
But
get what
you
you're
got
So
saying.
people
I
that
still reserve the idea that this guy could prove everybody wrong and get better, even to the point of even see, as I'm still at the point where even if I thought he got better, it wouldn't be enough. But but that's my opinion. He could still prove that wrong. You see what I'm saying? And I reserve the right to believe that he could prove that wrong. I just don't blindly believe in nothing. And this is exactly, real quick, Ennis, this is exactly what I'm talking about right now. And it may be friendly banter. I don't know. But somebody in the chat saying, Color, you're already exposed, bud. Exposed for what? Exposed for what? I'm from the TD tree. Really? We're going to keep this going on? This is
say I don't
exactly
even
what we're talking about.
That's why I don't look
there was
at
a
comments.
friendly conversation going on in the chat until somebody had to come in and say something like that. That's exactly what we're talking about, Ennis, and that's what concerns us, that we're being shut out of spaces because we don't blindly follow somebody like they're Jesus Christ. And I'll leave the floor to you, and that's just my perspective.
But see, they're not being shut out, bro. People don't come. They think that it's like that over there. And Stephen came in here tell you, we
Right, but
want
I
to
don't
have
want to go into
conversation.
I don't want to go into a
No,
space
I'm
where
not
I know
saying
somebody telling me that I'm from the TD tree.
Well,
no.
real quick. I'm not trying to set anybody up. He just happens to be on. TD's in the back room. I'm gonna bring him on.
Yeah, and real quick, I feel myself, getting a little there, so I'll go ahead and drop back, Stephen.
No, Color, stay up here.
Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay, I'll reserve myself for a minute, so
okay.
everybody can talk. But I wanted to tell Ennis that I absolutely appreciate him giving me his ear today. So, respect, brother.
I respect you, bro.
TD, go ahead, man.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can.
I mean, it's such a beautiful day outside, man. We're traveling right now. I just wanted to join the conversation because I knew Ennis wanted to chat with me yesterday, and his mic wasn't working. I see it's working today, so I hopped on.
Nah, I just like I said, you do your own lane, bro. But I just felt it was disrespectful to attack a man's job because you don't like a certain athlete. I just felt that was out of pocket. That's all I wanted to say, and I didn't get a chance to say it in the space because everybody was being ignorant, and I don't rock like that.
Oh, that's what it was about. Yeah, I already had conversations. It wasn't about his job.
Yeah. That's why I didn't mention
I mean,
Steven trying to look for you today because I heard you respectfully handled that, so I don't have an issue no more.
yeah, I just
But
felt it was even kill, even game, just like we do with offensive coordinators, just like we do with coaches, just like we do with players. Like when we say Jesse Davis needs to be replaced, some could construe that as attacking his job. You know, when we say the O-line sucked for 5 years and the guy needs to be replaced, some could feel like that attacking his job. So I had reasoning behind why I was questioning what I was questioning. I didn't say that that was the reason for any failures or anything like that. I just asked, could it be?
right, but when you made the tweet, you tagged his business in the tweet.
Yeah, but what some people don't know, that's why when I came in at Spaces, I really was legitimate when I said, who is Nick Hicks? Even though I had interacted with him once in the past, but I didn't remember his name in association with the business. What people don't understand is that business tagged me before all of that with a sly comment. And that's also why I felt that it was okay to tag it, because that business was active in tagging others. Just like yesterday, that business was back and forth tagging with Omar Kelly going at it. So, I mean, I felt like if you can tag back and forth, then it's fair game. You know, nobody's getting it. And he said, based off of the word that I get, he didn't have a problem with the back and forth. He didn't have a problem with none of it, honestly. So we were both on the same page in that regard.
Yeah, we spoke to him that day before you came into space. And he told us he could handle his
Okay.
own business. People wasn't tripping off. If it didn't have to be him, it was a point of attacking a man's business, bro. That's what other people got to construe. I'm not on this, Nick Hicks. It could have been any business, and that could have been anybody. I would have addressed him. That's what Steven
Right.
will tell you. He's on my Twitter. I address everything when niggas out of pocket as far as disrespect like that. Because
Can
a man's
can
how
I
he
say
feed his
something real quick?
children.
Can I just
Well,
enlighten the
that's a
conversation real quick,
fair.
just to bring a perspective in? And I know it's all small. I'm small potatoes. It's not like we're talking about a company like Perform or McDonald's, as the analogy was yesterday. But you know, when I was on another panel a few mornings ago with Larry L, we had a disagreement. We First of all, I was brought on. I was invited on to give the panel a laugh, and I did that. And the one person on the panel didn't take kindly to it. We had a disagreement. We had a flame up, and during that flame up, Larry L told me that I wasn't going to be able to run. This wasn't my show. That I wasn't going to be able to run people off panels like I do my show. Now, Ennis, That's not attacking. What if I was actually, this is a hobby, but what if I was what if that was my business and my livelihood? And he's going to say there on a live chat that I run people off my panels.
And that's the point that I was actually about to make too. Because even when I came into Squares, it's funny how everybody attacked me for having multiple channels and things like that, but nobody stood up for my business. That is a business. I'm creating a sports network. I have an actual business with the company license and everything for that. So nobody's saying anything or standing up to protect that. They can care less. I just felt like it was more personal, and due to the fact that a lot of people dislike me, it was easy to just hop on and try to, I guess, come at me. That is a legitimate business.
So real quick, I want to interrupt here. So yesterday, there was also a big problem between Elmardo Salgaro and Omar Kelly as well. And so Omar Kelly early this morning tweeted this, and it's a few different tweets, and I want to read it because I think it's prevalent to the TD conversation as well as everything that was been going on in the last 48 hours. So let me share the screen real quick, and let me just read this out loud because I think it's worth sharing. This is from Omar Kelly's Twitter. Been thinking about my I'm going to put you on mute for a second, TD. Been thinking about my feelings regarding Twitter lately. I've always enjoyed the conversation I have with my Twitches. The problem I have today is the newbies can't be respectful, which is why I don't enjoy this space anymore. There has to be a better way. I don't have a problem with people sharing their opinions, disagreeing with me. Disagreement and discord is good, healthy. It's the disrespect. On this space, people want to attack and antagonize. That's how they act, how they wouldn't dare act in society with real human interaction. Why? It's just this space. It's not Facebook or Instagram. Why is Twitter such a vile space? The odd thing is it doesn't matter what you say. You can say, God bless you all, have a wonderful day, and 5 out of 10 responses will be, F you. Why are you preaching to me? You suck. My day is SHIT. I hope your day sucks too. You don't know my life. I mean, why? Then people will say, why don't you just ignore them? Well, ignoring them would mean ignoring you because that means I have to be non-responsive to everyone. That means I have to ignore my community because the good is in there sprinkled with the bad. Why most people don't get it, what most people don't get, that when you have the waves and waves of negativity coming at you on daily, it chips away at your mental health. It hardens you. I don't want to live like that. I don't want it to be in that mental space anymore. Every time I look at my daughter, she's filled with so much joy, so much peace. She's so happy all the time. That's her spirit. It's admirable. I once was like that. And if I think about why I am not anymore, I can only provide one conclusion. And that's I guess that's where it goes.
Can I respond to that one, Stephen?
Yeah, go ahead.
That is beyond interesting to me. I love what he said, and he's 1,000% correct. He has the luxury to just turn it off and say, hey, I got to ignore all my people, even though he doesn't want to. And, I'm fairly new at this, he has more avenues and everything that I have. So I can't afford to ignore the community. And I see what he's saying. And I'm not going to turn it off. But I've just decided in mind, because he's right. Anything you put, you're going to get the 5 to 10 negative things on Twitter. It happens on other platforms too. He's obviously not active on YouTube other than making appearances. It's on there as well. But I had to adjust. And my adjustment, I honestly had to fight fire with fire. And this is where I get a lot of my hate. If I'm nice and I'm getting bad feedback, the only way to combat that is to really go hard at the people who really don't like you, to the point where they feel like they've one-upped you by blocking you. Because if you can block everybody that doesn't like you, you can finally have a healthy comment section. my comment section is starting to get a little healthy. Only because I have to be out of character and act extra unordinary, act immature, and make crazy comments that's going to tee off my haters. That's why when I'm on YouTube, I constantly tell my subscribers, do not follow me on Twitter. That is literally a place where I know I troll people, but it's the only way to create a safe environment by getting them out of there.
It's a controlled environment. It's a controlled environment there.
Yes, I have to go that far to make them. That's why I put the message I put up the other night. Remember, me and you were on the phone 1 a.m.
Yep.
I tweeted it while we were on the phone. I put the message on Twitter that said, "Did you know you never have to see a tweet of mine ever, or even know I exist? All you have to do is hit the block button. Knowledge is power. Retweet." And that's all. I want all my haters, and I want them to block me, because you never have to hear my ridiculous, dumb, idiotic, just you don't have to hear those takes. So that's the only way that I can try to get a clean, basically environment. Now I want to do it on YouTube too, but I don't go as far, because I'm filter free on Twitter. I say what I want, when I want, how I want. I can care less. I'm trying to get under your nerves. But there's some facts to what I'm saying on there. But I just have it with an attitude, an arrogant one.
But when you say that, then you have to be ready for what comes back with it. Then don't be over here talking about, oh, you can block me, but then say that. Come on, man.
No, I'm asking, Ennis, have I
But
ever
you came in the space and called people roaches, bro. You get all the smoke that come with it after that.
Because it's a free reign. What you need to understand, every time y'all say I get the smoke that comes from that, what smoke? I'm not choking. I mean, y'all look at it as smoke. Y'all look at it as, TD maybe getting dragged online or something. I don't see no scuffs on I don't worry about words.
But you just said don't nobody come to you just said don't nobody come to defend you, but you call people roaches. How people supposed to respect you come to defend you?
I was pointing out the contradiction in what you were saying about defending a man's business. Nobody's defending mine, so that's a contradiction to me.
To them, that's not a business to them. You think it's a business. They don't think so.
Well, they don't
you think it. So. Okay, so why you how you expect them to come defend it?
Hold on, that's their ignorance. It is a fact. I have a licensed business through the state, so they don't have to think.
And Ennis from that. And Ennis, the one thing I will say, and I again, I'm trying to just let you all have at it. I do want to say for them to say that it's not a business or don't think it's a business, that's on them.
Right, that's my point. But he's expecting them to understand that. You're talking about people that don't care about that.
So explain
exactly. So why should I care about his? I don't. Okay, same argument. You keep contradicting yourself.
But he didn't attack your business. He didn't attack your business. He attacked you.
Hold on, Steven. What was the tweet that he wrote? Who is a TD fans talk?
Because that's your name on Twitter.
But just so you know,
correction. He said, "What is a TD's Fins talk?"
Thank you.
And hold on, is perform a name
totally
on Twitter?
Objectifying?
Is it perform a name on Twitter?
Is how he interacts on Twitter. He interacts personally through his business.
So if he's asking, what is it? What is that? How is that a shot? Asking because he didn't know.
And in my opinion, TD's response wasn't degrading. He was asking a question. That's my opinion. A lot of people don't agree with me on that, and that's fine.
Okay, so
TD, if you go back to the original tweet, if I'm correct, and I don't have it pulled up, TD's original tweet was asking something to the effect of, "Hey, is Nick's business hurting Tua? Is his not his business, but is what he's doing hurting him more than it's helping him because we haven't seen Tua be healthy?"
How has it worked? Do we see the progress? Basically,
See, the difference,
as we
the,
see,
the
as
difference
we
people
see the
don't,
results.
he don't understand it. When you say it on YouTube, people say they say the things in the comment section. On Twitter, they say it on your tweet. So if you put it out there, it's subject for get back or whatever you want to call it. You can't say I just put that out
but
there. It
but
wasn't and
but
expect nothing to
Hold
come
on
back, bro.
but
again. I'm
but
Does
not
Vic not
complaining
understand how
about
Twitter
the
works?
comeback. Why does he keep saying complain about the comeback? I
but
have
Ennis,
no problem with the
and,
comeback.
and
But you saying they can block you. You put it out there for
Yeah,
people
they
to have an
no. What
issue.
I'm saying is, if you have a problem, you don't have to. They say, "Oh, I hate hearing his takes." Oh, that's just an easy resolution. Just block me. If you hate hearing it, you can block me.
You think that works in this world? Good luck with
No,
that.
it doesn't have to, but I'm showing them how crazy they are to keep listening to a guy who doesn't know what he's talking about and has crazy takes. It's insane to me. If you don't believe in me, which you probably don't, nothing I say, do you sit around listening to me?
No,
but you choose
So
not to, and there's nothing
do
wrong with that.
you, you think
TD, you're breaking up. You're breaking up, TD.
and I had the same argument with them, Steven, and Twitter. You see what I'm saying? Like
No,
somebody.
well, two things I'll say. Two things I'll say. Number one, I think this is actually a healthy conversation. Both of you are being polite and humble with each other. I think you guys just disagree totally, and there's nothing wrong with that. I let me kind of break this down as a third party. Although a lot of people in the chat are like, "Oh, you're siding with TD." No, I am just trying to be the third party here, right? TD is stating that
exactly?
he tagged him, and he was responding to his tag, and which is why he tagged him, because he was tagged originally. When that happened, that's when everything
I
got
was the
out of
first one
proportion.
actually spoke to. He spoke, spoke to me first. People don't even know that.
But
That's why
but
when I
do
was
you
on
do
this
you wonder
earlier,
why he was
I
asking?
tried to tell everybody.
But your argument, Ennis, isn't what TD said. It's that he tagged him in it and tried to hurt his business, right? That's your argument,
But
right, Ennis?
but it still starts. The fire starts from somewhere. That man didn't know. He just put in a tweet. Who is he? So he's hearing things that he's done evidently for him to go in there and say, "Who was that?" That's my point. And then you attack his business because you knew that he tagged you.
So, Ennis,
You took it a step further
my question to you is, how did he attack his business? Is my question. That's my first question.
by saying that people have been fired for less. There's been coaches that's been fired
Is
for less.
is that not a
How
true
you
statement?
compare him to coaching though? He's a
And
trainer.
Because he's providing a
and
product. He's selling a
he's
product to the
providing a
But
team. He's
product.
selling
a coach
identity
is not
to your
selling a
culture.
product. A
A coach is providing a service, which is what
a service. Okay, so if McDonald's got a commercial, and I go into the store and they're not doing the service. I mean, I can bash them. Hello, McDonald's. Like,
Yeah,
does that
Absolutely.
give me
yeah.
right to bash
They
all
do
of
it
them?
all the time.
But does that
Absolutely.
give me right? Does that make it right though?
It's real quick
It's
for
a
you to give
brand.
you an
Just because
example.
people do it, that don't make it right though.
No, but
hey,
to give
but
you an example, whenever I'm really upset about the way things about what's going on with the Dolphins, I will tag the Miami Dolphins in my tweet. I want
Okay,
them to
my
be
bad, my bad. Hold
healthy.
on, color. He hasn't been there and got training, so how does he know it failed?
He's asking the question.
But
I
We
asked
asked
the
the same
question.
question about Adam Gase's trainers because we were getting injuries all over the season. And
You
nobody
know
said
what?
a word
Thank you, Color. Thank you, Color.
asking that question back then.
I appreciate you saying that
bro,
because
he
I
knew what he
forgot
was
about
doing.
that.
Let's
Hold
cut
on.
to the meat. He knew what he was doing. Cut it out. I've been nice too long. He knew what he was
I
doing. Cut it
appreciate
out. I've been
I
nice too long.
appreciate
He knew
Color
what he was doing. Cut it
asking.
out.
Remember, this is projection right here.
that's
You're
projection.
projecting.
Cut it out.
Hold on. I
He knew what he
appreciate
was
Color
doing. Cut it
asking
out.
that because
I've been caught
Color
nice too
asked
long.
that
Cut it out.
because
You knew what you was doing.
let
Cut
me
it
see
out.
if the Color is right though because I remember when Adam Gase was our coach and we were going through all those injuries for like 2 years straight. We couldn't keep anybody healthy. I said we need to reevaluate our training department. Whoever's training, maybe we need to go get some better trainers because this is actually becoming an issue And I don't feel like they're training properly if we're the most injured team in the NFL for 3 years straight.
And by the way, the
fair.
national media brought that up. I was in St. Louis when I heard about that. The national media brought that up.
I was
like, what's going on in Miami with their training
I first
staff?
started the channel, I said that. But at the end of the day, the first interaction was, what's TD fans talk? Is that some guy in his mama's basement? We got too many of those. Do you not hear any insults in that? You thinking that, so whether he was oblivious or not, he came back with the first insults. All I did is responded to a regular Joe Schmo and said that I don't believe that the ball was thrown 71 yards. And I got an inbox, and I ain't gonna go there. But where did the first insult come from? See, this is what I never even got a chance to explain to y'all. I said, do y'all even know what happened at first? But everybody kept yelling and blah blah blah. So it was a waste of time trying to explain myself. I said, I'm not gonna waste my time. But if you can go back right now and look, the original person who came to me was him. All I was doing was responding to somebody on my timeline for something he originally put. And I said, I don't believe this man threw it 71 yards. And his response, what is a TD Finstock? Is it a guy in his mama's basement? We got too many of those. So who insulted who first?
So you think it's just because of that? Out of just one comment you said that your name is on. Okay, you believe it? I'm done talking to you.
That is the only.
Because you know what you do, bro. Cut it out, man. Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. You be thinking people just stupid, bro. Cut it out, man. There's real smart people out here that catch what you do, bro. So cut it out, man. I've been called you long enough with you. Cut it out, man.
That's been too bad for you and their ignorance, then.
Okay, you're right. Because kind of like you think people stupid. Kind of like you think people stupid.
Ennis, can I ask you?
Oh man, stop salting my television with these dumb answers, bro. Like I'm past your fan base, bro. Like that don't work with me.
All right, Ennis,
you don't have to.
Ennis,
Your ignorance
hold
is
on,
yours.
TD.
You own it.
You're right. All right.
Ennis, can I ask
Clown.
you? See that right there? That's, come on, bro. There's no need for that.
Because
he's trying to assault my intelligence. Like, come on, bro. Like he don't know what he be doing.
Hold on, Steven. Before I even said the end there, I just explained exactly what happened on that day. And why don't you ask him, is that true or not? You're coming with this.
Because you want to know how I know? Because I know Nick's best friend. Nick's best friend runs a space with before. I just told you we talked to him that day. So that's how I know.
Okay, so
he's been hearing. He been hearing stuff that you said about him before that.
But there's nothing. Two things.
I thought he didn't know. I thought you you said that he was oblivious to TD.
Okay, now we're getting down to the bottom of it. A lot of he say, she say, backdoor talking. So
bro, everybody, everybody knows on your Twitter what you say. Like you said, if they see it, they should block you. So you don't think your minions retweet your tweets and he sees it, but he doesn't pay attention like that to find out who you are. That's what he meant. Who is that? Because he doesn't care. But once you start attacking his client, he stood up.
The day you
that's where it came from. You're attacking his client.
You can tell me. There we go. We just got down to the bottom of it, ladies and gentlemen. This is about Tua Tagovailoa and his client taking personal exception to it. That's what this is about.
But it's not about the on the field tag. You attacking his work with him.
No. That was the first time I attacked that man's work with him. What are you talking about?
You just said that about the throw. You commented on the throw. And Len Bowden even responded to you.
Exactly. I don't believe he threw 71 yards. That's my opinion. If I'm wrong, I can be wrong. I accept when I'm wrong, but that ain't gonna stop me from airing out my opinion. But I'm glad you gave me the scoop. The reality is he was hurt about the Tua attacks. The attacks on Tua where all my takes ain't gonna be favorable for his client. I get it now. I mean, I assume that anyway. That's the only reason he feels the way he feels is because he's possessive of Tua Tagovailoa. We get that now.
Bro,
That's why he went back and forth with Omar Kelly, because he said, Omar, you've never been right about Tua. All the back and forth yesterday. He's taking a personal exception of Tua. We get it now. He's a Tua-neer, might even be the leader of the GOAT. We get it now.
see what I'm saying, bro? See what he saying, bro? This is why I say this stuff I just said.
And at the end of the day, I can care less. We get it now.
We can care less too, bro. You clowns don't matter to us,
guess what?
bro.
I respect that you don't, and hopefully you respect I don't. Bygones, bygones. We good. I'm actually happy I got more information to know where the root cause of this is now.
You been knew. You know. Stop playing stupid. You knew. You knew it is. That's what. See what I'm saying? You trying to play for this string? You knew. Stop
you
it.
know what? I knew. How about I go with you? I knew. Okay, it don't matter.
Yeah, play dumb if you want to. That's the part I be talking about. You be trying to insult people's intelligence, bro. Come on.
Because
you know.
The people's intelligence I insult ain't got none. Obviously.
I'm out, Steven. Before I go there.
And Ennis, I do want to say, man, thank you for coming on.
Me too. Thanks so much,
I am upset that you two couldn't at least at minimum say, you know what, I don't agree with you, but I respect you, and I get some people are just not going to get along. But I do want to thank you for coming on, and I hope you don't feel that I ganged up on you.
Nah, Steven, you good. You good, bro.
I want to make sure.
And Steven, I did say that. I said I respect that he don't, and hopefully he respect that I don't. Bygones, bygones.
All right, both of y'all. I can't, y'all.
But I don't get it though.
That went about as well as could be
down.
expected, Stephen D.
It comes down. I'm glad we got to the root cause. He is his trainer, and I guess he takes exception to it. Fine with me. His trainer don't like my Tua takes because he's invested. I get that, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's his business if he don't like somebody takes. Shannon Sharp can say something about Tua right now, which I've shown on my show. He don't like Shannon Sharp's takes right now. That's fine and it's fair. But at the end of the day, it still doesn't excuse their behavior. It don't excuse it. That man cannot articulate one thing that I said to perform other than that day. And he wants to make it seem like this is an ongoing running thing that I've been doing to perform. No, he broke down the real reason. It's an ongoing thing that I've been doing to tour, and perform takes exception. And that's the reality.
There are a couple of people that want to talk to you. Are you okay with that, or do you need to go somewhere?
No, absolutely. I'm good.
All right, I'm going to bring on a couple of people. All right, Cap for life. What's up, Cap?
Hey, man, why didn't that man stay, man? I had so much to talk to him about, man. He was quick to leave, man. Ennis, come back, homie. What happened, man? Man, let me tell you something, man. This ain't the first time, the second time, the third time, or the fourth time that man has gotten into it with people in this community. Now you know why things are the way they are. Certain individuals just can't take the L, bro. TD ain't going nowhere, man. If anything, he's growing more and more and more. You know, if certain individuals are pissed off about situations with Tua, man, this is the year to prove it. That's it. Stop with the bickering back and forth, man. Right now we're going through a situation where we're trying to rebuild, and we're not even rebuilding up to standard right now. So, you know, let's wait till the season to play out. You know what I mean? But if certain individuals want to say that TD's the one throwing first blows and throwing first shots, he's not, man. It's just certain individuals that just feel like they're not supposed to be where they're at right now, and that's not our fault. All I know is that we've been waiting for a playoff game for the past 3 years, and it hasn't happened. We've been waiting for a playoff for the past, 15 years, and it hasn't happened. Except for the Pittsburgh game, give or take, you know what I mean, what you want with that game. But you know what I mean. Like, it's about the quarterback situation right now. And it's always going to be the quarterback situation. I don't care what you say. Until somebody proves me different, we always going to have this bickering. But to blame TD, when the last guy you just had on is notorious for fighting with everybody in this community, is wrong, bro. Is wrong. I just, you know, that's all I got to say, man. All I know is we've been good down here in the YouTube land. And the past 25 minutes have shown you why Twitter is toxic.
Hey, but Steven, can you hear me?
Yep, I can.
I want you to really think about another thing he said that needs to be pointed out. When he had nothing to say, do you know what he went to? And it keeps coming down to the same conclusion. Your followers tag us. Your followers tag us with your tweets. And I don't tweet anybody. I never tweeted anybody directly, right? But your followers tag us with their tweets. Sometimes they don't even have the beef with me. They have them with my followers because obviously they debate all day these issues. But then when I make a point about something, they'll tag them so they see me all the time. I find my way on their timeline even when they don't ask for it, but I can't control that. And that's why I'm public enemy number one to them. Because my followers always, when I make a short clip or make a point, it's just my opinion I'm making, and I'm putting it out in the community.
CD, real quick. CD, real quick, for Vaughn, 954 Vaughn. Man, you a cool cat, homie. You really are. But you don't know if I was backstage before Buddy jumped off the mic real quick. So please don't make it seem like I'm the weak one. When in essence, I'm not the one saying that people that live in the basement and live in the attic and that live in efficiencies are beneath them. That's where shots were fired. That's what you forget, my man.
Hey, Von 954, I would Color. I'm gonna drop you off, bro. I'm gonna kick you out of here.
Sure thing, man. You have a good day, bro.
Hey, I'm out, Stevie, man.
Bro.
Thank you, man. TD, man, we got you, homie.
And Steven, can I ask you some questions real quick?
Yep, go ahead.
Make sure I'm on here. So if I see a post of quote unquote Tua throwing 71 yards, right?
Okay.
And I say I don't believe.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
If I see a post where somebody say Tua throw 71 yards, right?
Yep.
And the original post that came to me was from somebody else's caption. They said, "Wow, TD, look at this." And I responded to them, I don't believe he threw 71 yards. That's the sad part about all of this. I never even knew where the original came from. I'm just responding to somebody's comment to me of, "Wow, TD, look at this." I said, I don't believe he threw 71. Is that fair?
I mean, look, I'll say this. I think when it comes down to it, I think that your question was fair. How you respond.
No. But hold on. Right there, though. Before I even knew that perform was even an element in all of this, is something wrong with what I did by saying I don't believe he threw 71 yards to a random person?
I think it was a fair statement. It was an observation that you said. It was nothing more than an observation.
Ain't no big deal. Never knew. So I get added by him saying, "What is a TD fans talk?" Which obviously we just found out what it was, and we just found out he knew what it was. So he's basically being sly himself. Then says a guy who lives in his mom's basement. Another shot. We have enough of those. Another shot. Who threw shots first?
He did. I'll give you that.
That's all I wanted to know.
Okay. Let me bring in somebody who doesn't always agree with you, who is a big fan of this show, and I love him. He's a good, close person of this show, friend. John Christolakis.
Okay.
All right, Christolakis, floor is yours.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, what's up, buddy? How are you?
What's up, John?
What's up, TD? Listen, just so that you understand what's going on and what this has nothing to do with Tua. Let's all stop pretending that, who's innocent, who's guilty. We're all guilty in this. But let's not pretend that you didn't know what you were doing putting out a tweet like that. Specifically mentioning perform.
But Christolakis,
hold on, Steve. If that's the role,
let him go, Steven. I want to hear everything you got to say.
If that's the role that you want to take, then accept it. You chose this. You chose this life. You chose to have a YouTube channel. That's on you. So when you post a tweet going at perform, specifically attaching perform to the tweet, you didn't think that this was going to happen?
I didn't care that it was going to happen. That's what people need to understand. This whole thing, just like him, he even stated it. We can care less We don't care that this happened. What I'm basically trying to tell people is stop making it seem like I came at him first. I have repeatedly said to everybody, I am not a victim. I can care less about people tweeting me or coming at me. Who cares? At the end of the day, I said what I said and was very happy that I did. But I'm not going to let people make a narrative like I'm the first one that tweeted somebody. I wasn't the first one. He got an appropriate response. But it was a question that I've always wanted to ask. Legitimately, with cause.
But bro,
because Tua ain't back to his pre-Alabama self. So therefore, who's responsible for that part of his development?
Did you have to say that people? Did you have to say coaches have lost their jobs for a lot less?
They have.
Realistically,
did I have to say the fact?
That was
yes,
not.
I did because I could care less that I did it. I wanted to.
You wanted to. You specifically wanted. So then that's the role. Then that's the role that you want to take. If that's the role that you want to take,
and I accept it. Is what I keep on telling you.
That's fine.
I have no problem with people tweeting me. I have no problem with him responding to me. But don't make it seem like I was the one that threw the first blow. I'm with it. I'm with it. He with it. I'm with it. It's nothing with that. Y'all keep making it seem like I'm like, oh my gosh, why are people attacking me? No, I'm not a victim. Come on, it doesn't bother me. Obviously, those who are being bothered by it are the ones who's crying the most. But don't put on me that I threw the first punch. At the end of the day, you punch this way, I throw multiple jabs.
Can you please elaborate, because you keep bringing that up, and I have no idea with what. From my perspective, you threw that first punch. Please elaborate how Perform threw the first punch.
Why do I got to explain this a million times? I'm sitting there minding my business, and once again, this is what it comes down to. All y'all got y'all opinion, but you don't even know that the man threw the first punch. But you got your opinion. I done already explained a million times who threw the first punch. Stephen D just acknowledged he threw the first punch.
What happened was there was a tweet of Tua throwing the ball, right? And TD responded to the effect of, I don't think that was a 71-yard pass.
And no. Make sure you clear, Steven. It wasn't responding to him. One of my followers said, wow, TD, look at this. I responded to my follower. I don't believe that was a 71-yard pass. Unfortunately, I didn't even know he was the one who made the original posted video.
So I
wasn't throwing punches his way, but he responded because somebody showed him that I didn't believe he threw the pass. His response was, what is a TD Finstone? And obviously, we learned today, he knew what it was. So that was a jab. Is it somebody living in his mom's basement? That's a jab. We got too many of those. That was a jab.
So TD.
Then I added Perform because I was adding. Gosh, like all these people coming to his defense don't even know what started at the beginning. You know why? Because you have your bias by association. Whatever you hear on that side is what goes.
Bond 954 says Nick shouldn't have even acknowledged TD. I damn sure wouldn't give him the shine he was looking for. I was Nick.
And honestly, I agree with that. I mean, I would look at it as you're training NFL players. Who is a TD Fans Talk? Why would I even respond to that? That's why I felt like it was a win for YouTubers. Oh, they definitely know who we are. They definitely hear our opinions. Because I didn't know that they would even be paying attention to people like us.
But bro, this is not about YouTube. This is not about Twitter. This is about I was about to curse. Sorry. The Miami Dolphins tweeting out that Lynn Bowden is a liar. How does that support the Miami Dolphins? If you're a Miami Dolphins fan, what did Lynn Bowden do to you, bro? Lynn Bowden now is a liar.
Hold on. Are we here
for our own personal agenda, or are we here for the Miami Dolphins at the end of the day?
Let me get something straight here. Are you here to defend Nick? What's his name? Nick Hicks or Lynn Bowden now? Which one am I talking about? Because both of them have a reason for what happened.
I'm here.
But it sounds like somebody must be texting you or something saying, ask them about Lynn Bowden tweet. No, which one are you here to defend, bro? Which
The Miami
one are you
Dolphins.
here to argue about?
The Miami Dolphins. We're in the middle
Well,
of a
make
free
sure you
agency.
come in the room stating that. Make sure you come in the room stating that, because that ain't what you did when you came in here. You came in here saying that it was about Nick Hicks, that it was inappropriate what I did, what I said coming at his business. Now that I've explained that situation, we want to move the goalpost to another issue. And make
I'm not moving the goalpost. You're talking about, oh, the YouTubers know us. The YouTubers know us. It has nothing to do with that. This is all about egos, and this is not what the Miami Dolphins is about. I'm trying to explain to you. You can listen. You can run your show the way you want to run it. At the end of the day, we're all here for the Miami Dolphins. We're all here for the Miami Dolphins.
I agree with that.
And that's where the Lynn Bowden comment came from. It wasn't a text message.
You deserve an answer. You deserve an answer about Lynn Bowden too. Another tweet that added me that said, "Oh, are you calling Lynn Bowden a liar?" I said, "Lynn Bowden is officially a liar." And 10 minutes later, I deleted it. 10 minutes later, I deleted it. Because I told myself, I was just coming at that person because they kept coming at me back and forth. And I said, Lynn Bowden is officially a liar. And 10 minutes later, I deleted it. But somebody screenshotted it, sent it on, and got y'all all in the twirl. But go there now and see if you see that message. You might see a screenshot of it or something, but you don't see that on my timeline. It was up there for 10 minutes, and it's a big issue. And to be quite honest with you, I don't owe Lynn Bowden nothing either. If I called him a liar, I'll live with those consequences too. But I thought that it was appropriate for me to delete that one because I was being funny with the person who tweeted me. There's your answer about Lynn Bowden. Any other things that you have about the Dolphins that you would like me to clarify?
No. Like I said, it was just that day, those tweets.
Honesty, John,
that was out of character for you. If you're here for the Miami Dolphins fans, that's out of character for you. That's all I'm saying.
In all honesty, John, with respect to you, bro, and I appreciate you even coming on here and giving me that opportunity to say what I said to you. You said it's out of character for me. I agree. If you notice, I don't usually go at people like that. Yeah, some little troll, I might put them in their place here and there. But I have to be honest with you. I spoke to somebody very close to Nick Hicks yesterday. And I told that person, you know what? I forgot that y'all were associated. And since I'm cool with you, if I would have remembered that you were cool with him, I would have never have even done that. I did not remember. I remembered the name, but I forgot the association with performing Nick Hicks, believe it or not. If I would have remembered that, I would have never done it just out of respect of the people that I know. But I got a shot. And since I didn't remember that, because usually all in this community, I take shots from all kind of people that have a little more status than the status quo. But usually I'll just DM them to just straighten it out. Apologize even if I'm not wrong. That's what usually happens. This was a big misunderstanding, but the truth of the matter is he wanted to run with it. He wanted this smoke to continue. But what people have to understand is I never had a problem with the smoke. If you're down for it, I'm down for it. If you're not down for it and you felt offended, I actually apologize even if I feel like I'm not in the wrong. But now, as we get further and further past this, I'm realizing I wasn't in the wrong more and more because he was just about it. Just like I was, and I respect that. I'm hearing everybody complain to me except him, and that's what I don't understand. I'm cool with him at this point. Whether he's cool with me or not, I have no issue with that man. But John, I respect you, John, and at the end of the day, this isn't, and I tried to explain to people 30 minutes after this happened, go to my timeline, I wrote it like 5 times. This isn't even that big of a deal. But he allowed it to blow up, to be honest with you. He allowed it to blow up.
You both blew it up. Like you said, and I can't agree with you more. No one is a victim. Hold on, TD. No one is a victim in all of this. Let's go back to supporting the Miami Dolphins. We knew who our quarterback is. We know who our team
all right. I let y'all talk. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm not having it no more. I love both of you. Just so you know, Kristalakis, you know I love you. Let me hear you say it back.
I love you too, Stephen. Of course I love you.
TD, I love you. TD. Let me hear you say it back.
I love you, John.
Now get off, because I got plenty of people in the back room. I'm kicking y'all both off. I love y'all. Y'all be good.
All right, man. I'll see y'all later, man.
All right. I got more people in the back room who've been waiting very patiently. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this on. Miami Sports Music, #1 Miami fan morning show. Clap Blackers, Flip Floppers, Therapy Thursday, as it seems to be here. But that to me was a perfect example of how this show can work when there's heated debates within the community. You can come on my show, and I will, go back and forth with you, and be respectable. And that was great. Ennis is hitting me up. We're talking through back channels, and he's like, "Yo, man, I appreciate that. That was great." And the same thing for TD. If you have a problem with somebody, my channel is a way that you can come on my platform, air it out respectfully, and get to the bottom of it. And you don't have to agree when it's all said and done, but that's what I like about it. So, all right, let me bring on. I'm going to bring on 3 people at a time here, and I'm going to bring you on all at once, 3 people. And we'll talk for a little bit, and then I'll bring the next 3 on. All right, I'm going to bring on Estefan, Crypto, and Dougie B. What's up, guys?
Hey, Steve.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Santa Claus, man. I ain't seen you in a long time.
Sorry for leaving you guys hanging in the back rooms.
It's all good, man. Sometimes you got to let them air that stuff out. Like, I don't know. Like, see, I mean, they backtracked a lot, and TD did to explain himself. And I got to be honest, man. I mean, I'm a little disappointed in some people because it kind of seemed like they already predetermined that TD was the catalyst for all this. But it takes 2 to get an argument started.
I don't want to talk about TD no more. Forget TD Finn's talk. Forget him.
Well,
all right, let's talk about the Dolphins.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, I got a little heated there. I'm sorry. Dougie, I'm gonna let you go first. What's up, Dougie? How you been?
Pretty good, Steven. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. What's on your mind?
Well, I've enjoyed the show. Everyone's got great takes, and I respect everybody's opinion here. Everyone is very passionate about what they believe in and stuff, and that's great. That's what's wonderful. I'm the kind of person I try to control how much negative input comes into my life, because I just truly believe if you surround yourself with negativity all the time, you just become a negative person. Yep. One of the things, I'm taking in my time machine and take you back to like the early 1990s or mid 1990s. We didn't have social media. The World Wide Web was like, what the hell is that? And anyway, so there was a publication called the Dolphin Digest. And I don't know if it's still around or not, but I subscribed to it because it was the only way I could get Dolphin news, because I didn't live here. I lived in California because I was in the
Dolphins
Navy.
Digest. It was like a real magazine that you could get in the mail.
Yeah, it was like a newspaper. They called it a magazine.
If you remember it, put it in the chat if you got one. Go ahead, Dougie. I didn't mean to interrupt.
And no worries. And I remember the last page, or the backside of the last page, which would be the backside of the paper. They had voices from the fans. And this was a place where people could write in, like letters to the editor. They could write in and basically air their opinions about things. And I would read it. And at one point, I finally decided, I can't. This is just so negative. I don't like it. I just stopped reading it. I tore that page off whenever I got it and threw it away, because it was the back of the page. I wasn't missing out on anything. And it kind of bothered me. So it's just a lot of negativity. And that's what we've gotten today, like in Twitter. I logged on to Twitter and became active on Twitter in 2007. Back when I think no one knew what Twitter was yet. And back then it was a lot of people doing inspirational quotes or just talking about things.
It started out as a very positive place, believe it or not.
It was. I mean, and now it's just become a bunch of bullies and I don't know. I just I don't go on Twitter very often. I go on there maybe once or twice a week, maybe 3 times a week if it's a busy week. But I like interacting with people like you and other people on the panel here, and so that's kind of what I do on Twitter now. I go on there and maybe interact with you guys, or if I have an opinion, I just like to express it. But more times than not, I try to go for the joke. I try to be funny with everything I say.
And the thing for me that I find very interesting is like I'll watch a football game or I'll watch any sporting event, and I have to have Twitter to go along with it. And there's usually a hashtag. Like if you're watching NBA Finals, you hit hashtag NBA Finals. If you're watching NBA playoffs, you hit NBA playoffs. If you're watching Major League Baseball, you put MLB. And there's usually a whole bunch of people that are use that same hashtag and what they're doing. And the good thing about that is I love the opportunity to interact with people from around the world who I've never met or get their opinion on. Like, I'll tell you, and I've said this before, Steven knows, whatchamacallit, the very last game of the year, that Chargers-Raiders game, going back and forth the way that they did was so fun to be on Twitter that night. Twitter was amazing that night. It was on fire, and everybody was just tweeting about the game. And that's where Twitter, to me, is great. And is wonderful. So it's so cool that you talk about the digest, because that was the only way fans got a chance to know what they were. I was having the conversation with somebody who does this as well, who's a YouTuber, and we were talking, and we said, somebody said it, and I think somebody said it on my show yesterday too. It's not the fact that the fan base is so divided now. Maybe they always have been, but there just hasn't been a space where everybody got a chance to see all of it, right? To see all the negativity. But you're telling me Dolphins Digest, a way for fans however many years ago, 100 years ago, okay, 90 years ago. All right, 60 years ago. All right, however they got it back in the day, they got it, and there was still the negativity on the side. And that was back in the day. So it's not like it has – you're actually just confirming to me it's always been like this. The difference now is my show, TD's platform, Twitter Spaces, Reason, Dougley, K-Flexin, everybody. So it's a big deal, right? And that's kind of how it is.
We didn't have online radio stuff, so I couldn't log in and listen to WQAM if I wanted to, and listen to their morning show or listen to Omar Kelly or whatever. Those things didn't happen back then. So you had your take, and back then I was in California, so it was all Chargers. The only thing that was ever Dolphins was when Don Shula retired. It made the front page of the San Diego Union Tribune. That's what it was back then. Nowadays you have all the social media and all the information's everywhere, and some of it's real, and some of it's fake. And
Roadrunner actually kind of set up best here. He's like, you got TD guys, the Reason guys, Larry guys, Steven guys. Keep it a buck. It's all about who you like at the end of the day. Your choice. And you're right, 100%.
One thing,
your choice.
One thing I'm going to make on my Christmas list for next Christmas, I'm going to make sure that everybody gets a copy of How to Win Friends and Influence People, because there's a great chapter in there on arguments.
I like it. You need to send that to me. All right, Dougie, get out of here, man. It was fun.
All right, take care.
Dude. All right, bro. Crypto, you didn't say anything. Crypto, are you there? Are you there, Crypto? Crypto.
Hey, Stephen D, could you bring me back in? Give me a second.
All right, I'll bring you back in with another set of people, and I'll put you in the back room here. Esther, what's up, Esther?
Oh, not much, man. I thought we were talking Dolphins, bro. Y'all started talking.
All right, I'll leave you on. I'll leave you on with the next set of people. All right, let me bring on Robert and Pete. What's up, Robert?
Not shit, man. How you doing?
Swear jar, Robert. But I'm
my bad. Get out the mouth of the fucking soldier. My bad.
Yeah, I like this guy.
Right
That's my kind of guy. Hey, I'm awake now. Somebody donate for this guy.
That's $3 right there, Robert just did. All right, Pete, what's up, Pete? How are you? Pete, Mr. Pete. Pete was giving me crap all morning, like looking in the back room, and now he's not even talking. Robert, go ahead, man. The floor is yours. What do you want to talk about?
Man, it's kind of like I was talking about yesterday. I'm really sick of the stupid arguments. I'd rather just hear about the free agency, and if you don't like what someone said, you don't have to listen to them.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, we've had a fairly good free agency, whether you want to agree with that or not. Give me a tackle, give me a center, and I'm happy. Next year we'll have, bro. Like, what? I think next year we'll have 100-something million the way the contracts are being laid out. We'll only have like 30 people under it's salary cap next year, but it's going to be like 100-something million that we have in free agency. So let everything play out. Let it all be done. Give Mike McDaniels a chance to do what he does. Our running back room looks damn good. Our line's improving. Whether you like Tua or not, he's working on different areas this year, and we'll see what he does. Receivers, we got a couple good ones. We aren't depleted by injuries. So draft one more. Give me an inside linebacker, give me a center and a tackle, and I'm happy.
You know, it's Cole Beasley just got released from the Buffalo Bills. For those who haven't looked, I don't want Cole Beasley.
I love Cole Beasley, bro. Cole Beasley plays with ice in his veins. Look, let me give a take real quick because you keep cutting me off. Look, first of all, I just want to say something about TD. That whole situation, there's a lot of back and forth, and I think there's a lot of misunderstanding regardless. I think, like I said, a lot of people predetermine their judgments. I think regardless for me, I don't give a damn. TD is like a brother, in my opinion, to me. I've communicated with him long enough that I feel like he's – bro, I talk to TD sometimes more than people in my family. So I consider him a brother, and I don't give a damn. If you don't like TD, then, I mean, hey, it's what it is. I'll be on his side. I'll be on his side. Other than that, I just want to say – I'll bet anybody up here. I want to see who actually take this bet. How long before Teddy Bridgewater takes that job? I'm just saying that's probably the most underrated pickup that we've had that nobody's talking about. Teddy Bridgewater, baby.
I'm with you on that, Estefans. I think Teddy Bridgewater.
You want to bet me how long before he takes off? How long before Teddy Bridgewater assumes the position?
I want pride, not money.
Pride? Oh, what do you mean pride? Like
I want you to put yourself in an embarrassing situation when he doesn't get the damn job, and I'll hold you to it.
Hey, Robert and Esther, both of you are racking up the swear jar this morning, just so both of y'all know.
I haven't even cursed yet. What are you talking about?
I didn't say a bad word that time.
What did I say? No, for real. I'm being serious. I don't even know what I was talking about.
The D word. The D word.
Oh, wow. I'm in a lot of trouble. Okay.
Oh, man. That's a cuss word to you? Oh, my God.
That's $1. That is $1.
See, you see these Dolphin fans? That's why the entire NFL S's on us because they think we're soft because we think the D word is a cuss word. All right.
No, I'm trying to be family friendly at times, and I can't do that if y'all are cussing up.
Okay, well, I mean, I think they say that in Sunday school. So, but look, Robert, I can't think of one off the top besides money. So I had to get back to you on that. Like maybe I'm not shaving my eyebrows, bro. I don't know. Maybe I'll drink a nasty beer that I don't like. I don't know.
I grew up in the Army. $5 liquor is still liquor, and you still get drunk. That don't count.
And I'm about to say, in Estefan, you will drink anything that anybody puts in front of you.
That's true. That's true. You got me.
God, man, we're talking embarrassing moments. For instance, I had to go out with a friend to a movie in a dress once because I lost a bet.
Oh, like that?
Like pride. Embarrass yourself. Make yourself humble for being wrong.
Oh, wear a dress? How about you?
Yeah.
All right, you're going to wear a dress too, bro. I know I'm going to win.
All right.
I'll take that bet.
All right. So where are you wearing a dress?
You got to get on.
Now you've proven it.
Got to be a Dolphins dress. Got to be a Dolphins dress.
I don't have a Dolphins dress.
We got to reach out to Dolfreaky on this, bro.
Yep,
all right. I want a nice one. I'm going to have to wear a dress. It's got to be nice. It's got to at least be some Dolphin gear, bro. Robert, it goes both ways, Rob. Both ways, bro. You gonna wear that dress though?
I'll wear a dress. If Teddy Bridgewater gets a starting job and outright beats Tua, I will wear a dress.
Which
if
means,
he doesn't,
so that means So that means he starts week 1.
Hey, at any moment, Teddy takes over that spot. That's his job.
Robert is saying from the beginning.
I'll even give him in the middle of the year. What I don't want to count is I don't want injury to count.
Oh, see, Estefan, are you good with that? Estefan.
He cut out. What happened?
He said he doesn't want it. He wants it. It has to be that Tua gets benched. It can't be for an injury.
I think it's going to be because of an injury, and ultimately he'll end up.
Well, see, that's not what Robert wants. Robert said he that the bet is that, so there's no bet then.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We'll bet.
All right.
Okay, so Tua gets benched.
So if Tua gets benched for anything besides an injury, Estefan, you have to wear the dress. And Pamela says she has the dress.
Works.
Let's do this. I'm pretty confident, bro. I'm going to win this bet. Hey, and you know what?
I will. Down. Let's go.
Check this out. If Tua balls out, bro, and Teddy never assumes the position, I'll be just as happy because I'm a Dolphins fan, bro. You know what I mean? That he's ball. I'll gladly wear that to a game. I don't give a damn.
Pamela,
dang. D-A-N-G, bro.
I gave you my email, Steven. So
yeah. But give me your email in the back here.
I did. It's in StreamYard.
All right. And then in the okay. All right, got it. Yep, I got it right.
You want mine, Steven?
I know how to get a hold of you,
Esther. I'm all about holding up to ridiculous bets. I have no qualms with it.
All right. Hey, whatchamacallit? Are you both on Twitter?
No.
Are you guys on Instagram?
No.
Damn. All right. What I want to do is I need a picture of the dress, Pamela. Send me a picture of the dress so that I can post it on Twitter and say, well, this is what the bet is for.
So are we wearing the dress to Dolphins game at B-Dubs or what?
You got to wear it in public somewhere.
Not in public.
Damn. Yeah, man. That's pride.
Yep. You got to wear it in public somewhere.
You got to put yourself out there.
Yep.
Hey, man. It's for the kids, bro. It's for the kids, all right?
All right, Estefan and Robert, get out of here. I got other people in the back.
Let y'all
have fun. Y'all be good. Man. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami Fan Morning Show. Clap blockers. Hey, 140 y'all watching. Hit the like button. Donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. Can't grow without your help. Definitely need to do that. All right, let me bring on the next group of people. I got Drubatron, Crypto, and Solo Boyzo.
What's going on?
What's going on, Stevie D?
What's going on, y'all?
What's going on, Jubatron? What's going on, Solo?
All right, we'll go Drew, Crypto, and then Solo. All right, Drew, floor is yours first.
The floor is mine. Listen, I got a bone to pick with Dolphins fans. Got a bone to pick.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm very interested in what the Dolphins have up their sleeve. I don't know. I don't want to pretend like I know. You know, if you follow me on Twitter, you know I've been putting a lot of Watson propaganda out there. But the fact is, none of us know what's going on, really. But something is going on because we were promised an aggressive free agency, and for a team that had $50+ million to spend, we've been shopping out the bargain bin. This is not, unless they're liars, right? Unless we're saying that they're liars, in which case all bets are off. But something is up, and I don't think that they're holding up their entire free agency for Teron Armstead. And that's just me. Whether it's Watson, whether it's another maybe big name like wide receiver free agent or trade, they're working on something. They're waiting on something. And I think it's pretty clear. And I said at the beginning, at the end of the year, at the end of the season, if Miami's holding to any kind of money, there's a reason they're doing it. And it just doesn't make sense to me that it would be just that they're waiting around for Teron Armstead to make a decision as Deshaun Watson may or may not go to the Saints. So,
Drew, what are you doing in the back there? You got a lot of background noise, sir.
No, that wasn't me.
Okay, I think it was one of the other guys then.
I think that was Solo. Sound like he was in a construction zone.
It was somewhere.
Yeah, that's me. I'm muted. Go ahead. I'm muted.
He's in his basement. You streaming YouTube.
Oh, you're too much. All right, Crypto, what's up? Any response to what Drew said there?
Yeah, it could be something going on, in the background, But I tell you, I don't understand sometimes the fan base at times. It's okay to be pro Tua. It's okay to be anti Tua. But if you're going to be pro Tua for the right reasons. And they're doing it for the wrong reasons because they should be, if they're pounding the table for weapons, then his weaponry is not adequate, Stephen D. Tua has excelled with wide receivers that keep their feet on the floor, not 50-50 guys. He never did that in Alabama. Now we're forcing it down his throat. The wide receiver group is not completely adequate. We got two guys that they're holding on to that surely make they claim to fame by 50-50 balls. Tua need 90-10 guys. That's not the way to run an offense. This is not basketball. If you're going to run a bunch of 50-50 jump ball guys, just get LeBron James and ask him to play football. What are we doing here?
Let me tell you, I wanted so bad when LeBron was in Miami to be a Dolphin, so bad.
Yeah. You got guys that make a living. They almost turn Jalen Waddle into Devon Best with last year's version of the offense. But now we have the opportunity to open him up and get him the Jalen Waddle that he was when he was in Alabama. But you need to pair him with the next Devontae Smith, the next Henry Ruggs, and Jerry Jeudy. Where is that at? I granted Cedric Wilson, who I wanted all along in the offseason, as a way to push DVP out the door even more faster. But they need to get 2 to 3 more extra guys to feel that I want to turn Tua into Tuscaloosa Tua. You're not going to turn Tua to Tuscaloosa Tua with this crop of wide receivers and Jalen Waddle is the only one. No, stop the nonsense. Get serious and start getting a real wide receiver group in the room to support the guy. Tua non should be all over this. I shouldn't be the only one pounding the table to get rid of DVP. If you're really going to support Tua, keeping DVP on this team is sabotage. That's sabotage, not Flores sabotaging. Sabotage in the wide receiver room. He had a bunch of wide receivers that he excelled with at the collegiate level and even at the NFL level with Waddle. Waddle was the one that got you 1,000 yards, not DVP, not Preston Williams. So stop it with the nonsense, Greer. Go out there and support the guy. Don't sabotage Tua. That's the angle of sabotage that they should be pounding the table for, not this whole Flores nonsense. It's sabotage in the wide receiver room. If you're going to support and be truly for Tua, that's the angle you should be attacking it at, not all this other nonsense. If you're going to give DVP a 7-year plan, a plus 7-year plan, knock it off with the Jesse Davis. Let's get rid of Jesse Davis. He deserves a 7-year plan. If you're going to advocate for DVP to have more than 7 years in this franchise,
he's got a 5-year.
Everybody deserves a 7-year plan.
He's got a 5-year plan. What is it? Don't die. All right. No, I don't know if y'all knew what that reference that was from, but that was a good one. All right. Solo Boyzo, do you agree with Crypto? Do you disagree? What are your thoughts?
With the DDP thing, I kind of I agree with him. We had Park on this team for a while, and he ain't gonna get nowhere. He's gonna stay the same. He's gonna be the same person that he is. The only way we can find out is if we get a quarterback that's at an extreme level that to see how he could do. I feel like this year would be a year that he improved or he have his best year because not saying Tua, but we got Teddy. And if something happened to Tua, because that's what everybody going for, and Teddy comes in, I think they've been playing in college together. They have a little chemistry, and I think he should be able to explode this year. But after this year, it should be a wrap for him on this team.
No, I was going to. I'm sorry. I agree with what you say. I was going to say something about what Tank said. He thinking that I'm advocating for Jesse Davis. No, that's not my point. My point is, if you're going to be consistent about having this DVP stay on the team for more than 7 years, and he only gave you 1,000-yard season in 7 seasons, then what's the problem with unlocking Jesse Davis? I'm not saying for the sake of keeping Jesse Davis. I'm saying if you're going to be consistent in your logic and trying to find ways to keep people that's not productive on your team and move on from him, then you need to be pounding the table to get the wide receivers out of the door as well, like you're doing for Jesse Davis. That was my point.
I agree with you on that. Everybody should be on the same level. What you want for one player should be the same thing. That I totally agree. So if Jesse Davis got to go, Parker got to go too. Like you say, because if you look at these stats, it's the same thing. Ain't no improvement. And how I see the Dolphins right now, I see trash. I'm looking at trash. I don't know what everybody talking about. Like I'm from Miami, and like I'm born and raised. Like I'm from the city, and we looking at trash, man. If we compare Miami, like if we compare Miami to Jacksonville, we compare it to Tampa Bay, we at the bottom. We bottom feeders. Jacksonville going hard right now. Like if if we compare the two teams right now, they passed us. We're not in their league right now. They did a better free agent than us. They got their quarterback. We don't even know who if Tua is our guy right now. And at the same time, I come back to the quarterback situation. Everybody had a problem with Deshaun. Now Deshaun is the man. Everybody trying to blow up their team to get Deshaun. So it's like, what are we doing? Like, what we doing? Like, we got a chance to get a player and change our franchise. We not doing it. It's like we doing the same thing we've been doing for years. We had that chance to get Drew Brees. We didn't never do it. And you see how that got. He got Drew Brees a championship in New Orleans. Now New Orleans trying to blow up their team just to get this same player again. And I would say, if he was hurt, that would make, a big deal. He ain't even hurt. He just, he got some allegations. He got to go through the court. After all that's over, like we got a guy that I don't even know if he been hurt for more than 2 years in the league or nothing, and he proven we ain't even trying to go for it. And the thing about it is, he want to come to us. When do we even get a situation that players want to come to us? That's crazy. Everybody's trying to move out to California now. It's like we're not even a destination no more.
Right. Everybody trying to move to Cali now.
California. And like, bro, let me tell you something, man. We like the team trash. The court, like right now, I'm just waiting on this Deshaun watch. If we don't get him, I'm over with the team. Cause nobody, even the players don't even want to come to us.
So
none of the players,
So let me ask you. I want to interrupt Solo Boys though. Let me ask you a question. So what makes you think? And I'm not talking down upon you or anything, but what makes you think the Dolphins are even still in that race? Because in my opinion, they're not. They're out of it. They publicly said they're not, and all the moves shown that they're not in it still.
All right, this is what I'm gonna say. This what I'm gonna say. This the reason why I feel like we still in the race. The reason we not in it because we shut ourselves out. We shut the door. And we would have been like, we firm, we beating on the table. That's who we want. Then we were gonna get him because that's where he wanted to go. But once you shut the door on him, now he's forced to go to whoever else want him, and it's a bunch of people that want him, and they're like he garbage. So of course, but this is my thing. If he say that he's standing firm and he want to go to Miami, he ain't going nowhere else, then you ain't got no choice but to get the player. Then we got to work a deal out for him. And my thing is, if you look at it now, everybody like, oh, if we get Deshaun, we're not a Super Bowl contending team and all that. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, we're not a Super Bowl contending team, but we're a playoff team. With Tua right now, we're not even a playoff team. Everybody, and this is the thing, we finna go into this season. Last season was the easiest season we had, and we didn't even make the playoffs. And now we finna go play in a season that, if you look at our record right now, I don't even think we're gonna win 5 games. And we look at the record right now, and it's like everybody looking like nobody's like looking at the facts. Everybody just, it's like we wishing upon a star, and this star ain't even coming. We just wishing upon a star. Like, if we look at the division, we wishing on a star. If you look at the division, everybody getting better. Like Denver got better. Denver didn't make it to the playoffs. Who else got better? The Chargers got better. The Chargers ain't even make it to the playoffs. Hey, it or don't like it.
The Jacksonville Jaguars got better.
That's what I was getting ready to go say. That's what I was getting ready to go say right now. The Jacksonville got better, like it or don't like it. The Colts almost made it to the Super Bowl. All they needed was a quarterback. If the Colts get Garoppolo, Jimmy Garoppolo, you don't think they're gonna make it to the playoffs? They're making it to the playoffs with Garoppolo.
At least, yeah.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that the Dolphins are better right now today than they were the last game of the year this past year?
Marginally.
I think they're better.
No,
I was gonna say
They're better. Marginally.
No. The only thing we
got
improved
better in
on.
one area, Stephen, they subtracted in other areas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only thing we got better on was the line. That's the only thing. Was the line.
We improved the running back. We have a guard. We have a guard right now that we didn't.
Man, running back. You know what kind of running backs we had? The only running back we picked up that was a good running back was the one out of 49ers, and he was hurt. So like we bringing on somebody that was hurt. So we don't even know he a 50.
Running backs always get hurt. We can't say that running backs get hurt. I mean, they all get hurt.
Yes, that's why
they hurt. But
like 10 on the roster.
We wishing on a star. Like I said, we wishing on a star that he don't get hurt again.
Listen, Steven.
Yes, go ahead.
If I can go in it on the Watson thing, and I could tell you why. I think nobody wants to hear it. But I can tell you why I think.
Oh, they don't. Trust me. I'm losing listeners as we are.
That's what I'm saying. Like Pete, I get crucified on Twitter, but I'm telling you, say what you want. You know what they said? You know what news we heard today, just about an hour ago? That the Browns are out of it.
Right.
You ever heard them say that about Miami?
I mean, the Dolphins. Right. They don't have to. The Dolphins said that they were out.
Steven,
they said they think they were out. Stephen B. You forgot that.
Is that Chris Greer said, and I quote, and this quote is always misquoted.
Right.
Chris Greer said, "I think the door is closed on Watson," and he said that before the grand jury made the decision not to persecute him. Okay. This was all before that happened. And now, Steven, I'm just going to say one more thing and I'm going to let it go because I know people don't want to hear it. But the fact is, if you were Chris Greer and Stephen Ross, having all the drama that you had over the last year and after everything that you did, thinking that maybe Watson wasn't even going to be available this year, if you were going to go after Watson, would you make it public?
Well, apparently they couldn't keep anything quiet when everything was going on for the past year and a half. So why is it quiet now?
They're the only one.
If I was Ross, I would say, look, if I'm Ross and I am going to make a deal, I would call Houston up and I would say, look, my offer still stands, but if anything gets out of it, I'm out. Who's to say that that's not a possibility? Because realistically speaking, at the end of the year, what happened with the Watson news? There was rumors that the Bucks were in. There was two or three teams that were interested in Watson, and Watson's team immediately came out and said he has not waived his no trade clause for that team, but he has waived his no trade clause for Miami.
I love you.
I love you too,
boy.
buddy.
And I'm Mr. Conspiracy Theorist 101 when it comes to Dolphins and what I think X, Y, and Z.
Sure.
But I am telling you in no way, shape, or form are the Dolphins getting Deshaun Watson. It's not going to happen.
Maybe. It could be.
Not going to happen.
All right. Hey,
but
this is what I'm going to say right now.
In the running.
All right, now this is what I'm going to say. I understand what y'all saying, but look at Cleveland's situation. Cleveland is in the same situation with us, but it's different. I'm going to tell you the difference between them. Tua ain't saying nothing. Baker won out. So with Baker won out, Cleveland don't care.
Baker not only wanted out, Baker said goodbye. Baker wrote a
farewell letter. But listen,
he was out whether or not Watson was there, though.
Now listen. I agree with y'all. But do you think Cleveland care? They don't care. I can't go nowhere with you. I want to trade you like right now, like yesterday, because they can't go nowhere with him. They'd rather go get another quarterback than keep him. Because look at all the talent they put around this guy. He can't do nothing. So that's the situation we're going to be looking at 5 years down the road.
Deshaun Watson's going to end up in one of two places. He's going to end up in the Saints or he's going to end up with the Falcons.
I think he's most likely going to be with the Falcons. But again, until I hear Deshaun Watson has said he will not waive his no trade clause for Miami, that door is open. They could say that there's a door, but Ross made extra spare keys and he handed it to I promise you that the door is not shut in the way that people say. If he doesn't come, it's because he didn't want to come.
Right.
I promise.
He's saying, Watson, if you want to come, you can come.
Because
he said he thinks it's shut. He didn't say it was shut.
Stephen Ross called that man personally. You don't think he still has his number? Come on, man. I promise you, if Watson doesn't come here, it's because Watson didn't want to come here. And I'll be okay with that. If Watson doesn't want to come to Miami, fine. If he wanted to play for Flo, and that was his big selling point to be in Miami, fine. He's gone. We got Tua. It is what it is. But
Drubitron, you
Ross
forget
or Greer is stupid enough, unless you think they're, which maybe you do think they're just that stupid because they made a lot of stupid moves. I don't think they're so stupid that they would.
All right, so I've been very.
Right.
I think I've been very positive this morning. Right, I've been very optimistic about how I feel. Right.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I really think deep down inside.
Okay, tell me how you feel.
I'm going to tell you how I really feel, and it's going to make a lot of people mad. The Dolphins are not going to win with this current regime, and they're not going to win with this current quarterback Tua. This is how I truly feel deep down inside. I really think that's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to lose out on Watson. And this time next year, we're going to be kicking ourselves because we screwed the pooch again.
Yep, and Watson's going to be playing in the playoffs.
And I agree with you. And
Watson was playing against Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl. How about that?
He's gonna win a Super Bowl. He's gonna win the Super Bowl. The same thing that happened with us with Drew Brees is gonna happen again. Yeah. Same thing that's gonna happen. I'm telling y'all. Look at it. And this is the thing. He going to the Saints. He going to the Saints because all the drama going on right now is because the Saints they fixing up cap and they doing everything to put him on the team. And that's gonna happen too. We're gonna lose that tackle that we're looking for because he's gonna go to the Saints.
Taron Armstead's gonna stay in New Orleans, which I'm okay with, by the way. Let's just
it's what may be draw Watson in with them.
What I will say is Leo Collins could still come here, which I'm excited about. And let me get something straight. I say that's what I think and that's how I feel. I hope that I'm wrong. I'm gonna watch so that I am wrong.
Steven, are we
I'm going to be heartbroken. I don't want to be heartbroken.
Steven, the question is, are we a top 22 team offensive line? Because remember, the standard is 22nd ranked because the Bengals set that standard with the Super Bowl appearance last year. So are we a top 22 ranked offensive line with our upgrades?
If we get another
25
offensive lineman, maybe.
We need one more offensive lineman for that to be the case.
Yeah, that's fair.
One more, but we 25. We 25.
Top 25. We got to get to 22nd. That's the threshold. We don't get to 22nd, we're doomed.
She said, "Steven, you can't talk to people like that."
Yeah, Steven, you got to be careful because Perform is going to come after you, dude.
Hey, I don't want.
Performance gonna get you, man.
You see how they came after Omar?
Hey, y'all guys, man. It's been a pleasure, man.
Before, Omar yesterday.
It's been a pleasure.
Boys, be good, man. Be good, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Crypto and Drubitron, say your final thoughts and get out of here so I can get these last couple of people on.
Good one, Steven. I say right now, I'm one of the most optimistic. I predicted 13 wins last year, and that was with Tua as a quarterback, not because Brissett was behind center. But guess what? I'm saying at this moment, with the upgrades and the stagnation and not being serious in the wide receiver room, the baseline is 4 wins, Stephen D. We're at 4 wins at this moment. That's the starting point. The ending point could be 13 wins. But Stephen Ross told me personally when he fired Flo, that act alone said he expects 11 wins, Stephen D. Just the act of firing Flo. Because Flo won at least 10 games before. So when he canned him, he telling you in essence, he expects to win 11 games. Or else what you said this morning, 1 year and it's out. It's a full clean house. 1 year and they're out. If they don't get to that threshold, Stephen D., you're right. This regime is gone in 1 season. And then Chris Greer is going to be following right behind them. But as of right now, they got to find a way to get from 4 wins just to that 11 wins because they need some serious changes in this room.
100%, man. All right, Crypto, thanks for coming on this morning, bro.
Yep.
All right, man. All right, Drew, final thought real quick so I can bring on these last 4 people.
Got you. I like the signing so far. I think there's more in store. If we don't end up with Watson, it will go down as the biggest flop in NFL between firing Flo and missing out on Watson. It will go down as the biggest failure of this franchise, more than missing out on Breeze, more than drafting Ted Ginn in the first round. It's going to be the biggest stain, more than Bullygate. Ross, and I hope fans actually get upset about it, and I hope we do something about it because Stephen Ross, if he doesn't get Watson here, he doesn't deserve to own this team. We deserve better as a fan base because we put way too much time, we put way too much money into this team, and they don't deserve it if they're not trying to get this team in a position to win a Super Bowl. So I hate to bring the negativity, but I hope they do the right things and they hope to make the right moves to get us right.
All right, Drew. I love you, brother. Be good, man.
Have a good one. Take care, buddy.
All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. We're in the afternoon. Now it's lunchtime show. Sit there, I got no lunch. All right, I got the last 4 people. I'm going to bring them on. We're going to finish this up. Please hit that like button and donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. If everybody donated $1 right now, it would go such a long way. Okay? All right, let me bring on Robert, Mr. Polk, Brian, and Fan Since 93. What's going on, gentlemen?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
Doing.
Yep, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Robert, you there? Robert?
Must be on mute.
Nope. All right, Robert. I'm going to put you in the back. Go out and come back in. If you go out and come back in, I'll know that you tried. And I'll try to bring you back on. Brian, you there, Brian?
Yes, I'm here.
What's up? And Fan Since 93. What's up, Fan Since 93?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Pretty good. All right, we'll start with Mr. Polk. We'll go to Brian, and then we'll go to Fan Since 93. Go ahead, Mr. Polk.
Nah, I just wanted to say that, touch on what Douglas said a little earlier.
Okay.
Because I was born just before the Dolphins became a team, and believe you me, there was very little information about the Dolphins back in the days.
Yeah.
Compared to today.
Yeah.
And right now I'm subscribed to probably about 5 or 6 of you guys, including yourself.
Okay.
And I tell anybody, when you go to the platforms such as yourself and TV and Reason, Larry, K-Flex, when you go to these platforms, learn as much as you can. It's not, to me, it's not really about disagreeing and agreeing. To me, it's about learning, because we didn't have these platforms years back. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm learning more about the Dolphins than I ever did, and I'm able to even relate it to other people. And it's because of guys like yourself and the other guys that I mentioned. So my thing is this: we are all Dolphins fans. We're all Dolphins family. Let's respect each other's opinion, because everybody has a different look at the Dolphins, because we each of us are different people, and that means that we all see the Dolphins in a different way. So respect that, and don't hate and all that.
I don't disagree with you, man. You hit the nail on the head, dude. You hit the nail on the head. I love it, man. Keep talking that talk. That's 100, man.
No, it's the truth.
It is, man. Brian, what's up, man? Floor is yours.
All right, you hear me now?
Yep, sure can.
All right. These Watson lovers, these delusional fans, we've been telling them all week he's not gonna be a Dolphins. You guys creating scenarios, fooling narratives, hypotheticals. You just gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. Deshaun Watson is not gonna be a Miami Dolphins.
Let it
go.
Go.
Grab your tissues. Go cry now. Go cry right now. Because I'm telling you, he's not gonna be a Dolphins.
Look, I agree with you. You know that, and it's and you know what? It's not that hey I'm right and you're wrong. It's hey I'm sad that this is probably the outcome because I know what it could do to our franchise.
But at least you're realistic and you're not delusional.
No, but I hope that I'm wrong. I hope Watson does come, but I'm not. I don't think I'm wrong. I think I'm pretty confident how this all this is going to go over the next 12 to 18 months. And I'm confident because of what the team has done in the past. They've shown me what they are. They're showing me again to a certain extent what they are. Now I'm going to be hopeful. I'm going to be optimistic. I'll be honest with you. Right now, I would probably say we have a B or B plus in the free agency market. I'm happy with some of the moves that they made. I wasn't happy we didn't re-sign Matt Collins. I really wanted to keep him. Yeah, but I like Chase. I like Chase Edmonds. I like Cedric Wilson. I think there's a lot of upside with these guys. But there's a problem with that too. There's a lot of hope there of what these guys can be. Mm-hmm. There's no definite. Right? There's no guarantee. You know,
I mean, there's nothing that's guaranteed. You just have more. You have more reason for your hope, but nothing really is guaranteed because, I mean,
that's true.
There's still possibility things don't plan out.
We thought Will Fuller was going to be awesome. That man did a legit modern day robbery, modern day bank robbery, $10 million.
Yeah, and also too, you know, looking at the roster we have right now, and it can change between now and when the first whistle blow when season start. We're not gonna know nothing until the first game starts. Period. We're not gonna know what's gonna happen with Tua. We're not gonna know what's gonna happen with the new addition. But we're not gonna know what's gonna happen with the whole roster until the first game starts. Period.
And I like what they're doing. I like what they're filling in.
Yeah, you know, I agree. But what I'm saying is that we're not gonna know what's gonna happen until after the first game starts.
Yeah, exactly. We won't know until we gotta let like TD says, you gotta let time tell. You gotta let.
We gotta wait and see. We just gotta wait and see.
Fan since '93, man. The floor is yours.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for letting me up.
No problem.
I've been a fan for 30 years of the Dolphins, actually. I want Watson, but I come to the realization that I suspect kind of like the worst from this team now. So I suspect Watson not coming at all. We'll be good. It should happen. I mean, he's the better quarterback, and I'll take an upgrade at any position. Any position. Doesn't matter. If we could get the upgrade, we got to get it. Had a question.
Yeah.
Let's say the Dolphins go 10-7.
Yep.
Tua comes back.
If the Dolphins,
it depends what Tua.
If the Dolphins go 10-7, this is my prediction. My prediction is, let's say they go 10-7, just missed the playoffs. It depends on why they lost some of those games. If why they lost some of those games is drop passes or fumbles and fumbles from the running backs, then yes, he will. If the reason that we lost some of those games is because Tua just wasn't good enough, and that was clear as day, then I think everybody's gone, including GM.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, me, right now, the reason why I'm a Dolphin fan is more because of my pride. Because especially if they miss out on a proven franchise quarterback, that's like unforgiving sin, to me as a football fan, as a Dolphin fan, So to me, I want to come up here and say this: if the Dolphins don't make the playoffs, it doesn't work out, and they bring back Tua, I'm done. Especially if they miss out on Watson, I'm done.
Well, you can't say that because Tua could perform well and they still don't make the playoffs, just like Deshaun Watson had played good in the Houston Texans and didn't make the playoffs. So you can't say that. Like he
But
said,
the
it
problem is,
depends on what Tua does, and is he the reason why we're losing games? So you have to see everything as a whole.
But the problem is that you're missing out on a franchise quarterback. That's the thing.
No, but you said that if we don't make the playoff and they bring back Tua, then you're gonna get mad. But I said that doesn't make sense because how about Tua is balling out and we just don't make the playoffs?
That doesn't matter. So like you're passing out a franchise quarterback because Watson is guaranteed at least playoffs. That's it. That's coming from me. The team that we have right now, you put in Watson on top, that's guaranteed playoffs. We don't know that with Tua. So why we're not taking the Watson?
But you're not arguing my point. Your point was saying that if we bring Tua back and we didn't make the playoffs, then you would get mad. But I said it's a possibility that Tua does ball out and show he's a franchise quarterback and we don't make the playoffs, which is the same thing that happens to Deshaun Watson in Houston.
Playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what, fans since '93.
I'm arguing your point.
Yeah, let me actually say something too. So there is an argument for fans that, and I'm not saying this is me, but since you said the statement in the comment, I want to address it. You had said that, hey, if X happens, I'm done. I want to state that I do believe Dolphin fans, a vast majority of them, are fed up. Now, I'm fed up, but I'll always keep rooting for the team.
Same here.
And what I will say to that is I don't have a problem if somebody says, you know what, I'm a season ticket holder for 10 years. I just can't afford to watch this team be mediocre year after year after year. Now, I personally have learned that I don't go for the games. I don't go to the games because of the Dolphins anymore. I go to the games because of the tailgate, the fans, the atmosphere, and that's what I love to do. And when the Dolphins win, great. And when they lose, it sucks, but I still had a great day being at the tailgate with the fans and everything, right? So I have had a new profound look about having to look at the team. The Dolphins are one of the best things that ever happened to me because I found some of my best friends through this. Solo D is my brother. He's not even my best friend. He's my brother. He's part of my family. My kids call him Uncle Solo and vice versa. I'm Uncle Steve. And the best part about that is the Dolphins brought us together. So I look at it from a totally different perspective because and I'll say this, the Dolphins have had to make me be like that because they haven't put a winning product on the field for so long. So I've had to take it for what it is. So I'm going to say this. If you're done, I respect it, but understand that the Dolphins are, it's bigger than that. We have a community that we can come to every day. I do my morning show every morning so that some people have something to listen to every day about their favorite football team. Mm-hmm. And there's good days and bad days with it. But guess what? I'm here.
Yeah, I understand that too, but the way I see it, like me, I've been a Dolphins fan for 30 years. Yep. Faithful to the T. This is just my opinion. If you don't get Watson, that's like you're not being kind of like faithful back, because
they're not. I'm not saying
it's like, hey, me, I'm loyal, but I'm not stupid either.
I agree.
It's like, come on, man.
If you have a girlfriend who keeps on cheating on you for so many years, I get that. But I also think that there is hope for this team in the future. Whether it's with this regime, probably not. Whether it's with this owner, probably not. But Stephen Ross isn't going to be around forever. He'll eventually leave.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, I mean, it just going to like what 20 plus, like 15, 20 years of the same thing.
I know.
It's like.
Yeah, but
a franchise quarterback wants to come to you. It's like, come on. So like, when does that ever happen to a team in general? During his prime, he about to get into his prime, and he wants to come to you. It's like logic. People will make the trade. That's the way I see it. It's like one of the top 5
whether
quarterback.
we can go. Listen, we could go hours and hours and hours whether we disagree on the move or not. But Deshaun Watson is not going to be a Dolphins, so it's
Oh
just
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
pointless conversation, you know.
Right.
I think
And then I want
the conversation that makes more sense is we're gonna go with Tua. Let's look at the free agents. Like, what do we like about them, and what are the things about Tua's skill sets that we could work with. But keep talking about Deshaun Watson, and he's not gonna be here. It's like it's ridiculous.
And I get why
and
some fans have that thought process too, right? So, but I challenge you to also say to the fans that are talking about it, because they want something to believe in. They want to have some sort of sense of hope, and that's why they're saying it.
right.
It's
And
not
then
there are some trolls out there. Don't get me wrong, but I
Like
think
I
a
said,
majority of the fans are saying it because they just want to win and they just want to have. Oh my God, I want to feel like the Dolphins are doing the right thing.
yeah, like I
and
said, I want Watson, but I believe that he's not coming. Yeah, then because the way
I
this team is
mean,
just run.
we
even if
just
you
don't
don't like
know.
the Deshaun Watson move, I mean, you still can't hate the fact that even with this strategy they're doing with Tua, they're not going and overpaying like the Jags for for the wide receiver. They're actually making moves. They automatically improve the running back room. They add some wide receivers. I mean, we got a stud guard. I mean, they're trying, so it's like at
Yeah,
least we could see something where
yeah.
some
We're
confidence here.
we're
So
upgrading
what?
position, but we're not upgrading the
What
most important
what
position.
I got a
Well, we
question.
can
Are
argue
we the
that all
worst
day.
right now? Are we the worst team in NFL? No,
No,
no, we're not. We're not the
no.
worst team in NFL. So that means that
record wise, we're not.
right.
But
That means there's room for improvement. And then also too, I've been like I said, I was born before the Dolphins even exist. And the thing that holds me to being a Dolphin fan is many things. The main thing is that we have something that none of the other teams have, and that's the undefeated streak, undefeated year. And no other team can touch that right now. And that always gives me hope year after year after year. Disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. Sooner or later, they're going to hit it. And I'm going to hopefully be here to see it.
Yeah. All right, let me Mr. Polk, fan since 93. I appreciate you guys coming on. Brian,
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you guys
Appreciate
coming
it.
on,
Thank you.
bro. It
Yeah,
was a lot
thanks
of
for
fun
having me.
hanging out with y'all. Come on again. I enjoyed having all three of you.
Hey, man, go get you something to eat, man.
Appreciate it. Tua's the GOAT.
I'm gonna bring on Robert real
Thank
quick,
you.
and I'm gonna let you, and then I'm gonna do a couple more things and then get out of here. But yeah, man, I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
All right.
All right.
All right. Tua the GOAT.
It's the go. I like it. I like it. All right, Robert, what's up, man? How are you? I'm gonna give you a chance to come on. You there, Robert? Robert. All right, I tried to bring on Robert. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. This is Clock Blockers. And I've had a great time with y'all today. This has been a lot of fun. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed hanging out with y'all. If y'all could do me a couple of huge things before you go. #1, please hit the like button if you didn't do it already. #2, donate to the channel. If everybody donated at least $1 right now, just donate $1. Everybody donate. Donate, help the channel grow. It goes such a long way into helping the channel grow. Okay? The other thing is I had 2 segments today. I had a long one here, this Q&A, which was great. And then I had the first one, which was the intro and me doing my spiel. Please share both of those videos today. Go back and hit the like button on the first one if you didn't do so. I can't grow without your help, and I need your help in order to grow. And that means sharing this content, hitting the like button, donating to the channel if you're able to. All of those things are great. Flipside said, I donated, but you didn't read my comment. I didn't. I'm sorry, man. Hold on. Let me look. Let me see. What did it say? I don't see it. I'm sorry, Flipside. Flipside, tell me tomorrow, and I promise I will put you on there. I feel really bad. I'm sorry, dude. I didn't see it. But just know that I love hanging out with y'all. Y'all are the best fans in the world. Tomorrow is Spread Kindness Friday. It's my favorite day of the week to do a show because it's all about spreading kindness. So think about ways you can spread kindness tomorrow. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah. I saw Von954 that I missed a super chat. I'm sorry. I don't know what it said. I tried to go. Let me see. Let me go back and look. It won't let me go back and see that far. So it must have been a minute ago. I apologize. Flip side. But we're going to have a good time tomorrow. It will be. Mitch Roman says, denounce Tua and I'll donate. The question is, how much? How much are you going to donate, Mitch? Huh? I've already said I'm believing in the guy. Do I think he's the answer? No. But I'm going to believe because I know right now that's who I'm stuck with. And I got to know that, hey, I think that the Dolphins are doing everything in their power to make sure that they put the right things around him currently. And I'm going to believe that is the truth in the case. Okay? My phone is going off because I've been on. It's 1:00 in the afternoon. Been a lot. Hey, y'all are the best. Facts, Mitch. I'll donate too if you denounce him. I denounce him. I'm just gonna look. I'll sell my soul for that. People said, "Don't do it. Don't do it." I just said it. See, I said it. They just said I had to denounce him. I denounce him. I'm just saying. Y'all the best fans in the world. I love y'all. I hope y'all keep on supporting the show. Keep on supporting the brand. We'll do it. And I hope y'all will join me tomorrow. It'll be great. It'll be a good, fun show. And we will do it tomorrow all right here on Clock Blockers, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Let's go.